Hey, Kelly, do you have a second?
What? I'm busy right now. I'm watching anime. Is there a problem?
You're always watching anime or playing games or something. It's something important. Can you please listen to me?
So what? You're seriously such a drag.
It's about your manners while we eat. Marcus copies you. I really wish you'd change a little bit.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Marcus is 3 years old right now. It's important that he eats a lot to get his nutrients. That's why I want to teach him the correct way to eat, with the right manners and such.
I see. Good luck. I think it's all in vain, though.
What do you mean?
That's just your ego talking as a parent. Just because you teach him how to eat with manners now, who knows what kind of behavior he'll have in the future.
Okay, that may be so, but I'd still rather him at least have a foundation he can work off for now.
So what is it? Something important you wanted to talk about? I don't think that has anything to do with me. If you want to teach him yourself. Just because I live with you doesn't mean I have to do anything with Marcus.
I want you to help me out. I want you to help me out, Kelly.
What? Help you out? It's your own damn child. Raise it your damn self. Trying to ask other people for help? You're way too spoiled, I think.
That's not what I mean. I just don't want you to do the things that we are actively telling him not to do.
What the hell? Why do I have to be careful in my own home? I shouldn't have to hold back on my own actions.
I understand how you feel, but Marcus stops eating dinner when he eats his snacks past 3 p.m. I make sure that he only has one snack a day. And you're eating his snacks, aren't you, Kelly? Every time I go buy things for him, you eat them all up before he ever got a chance to get at them. He is pretty upset about that. You always eat right before dinner, too. He was crying the other day because he thought it was unfair that you were the only one that was able to eat before dinner and ate all the snacks.
So what? What's wrong with eating what's available to me at my own parents' house? I'm a grown adult. I get to eat what I want to eat when I want to. Just teach him that he can eat what he wants when he wants once he's older.
I don't think that's the problem. We don't eat any, and Mom and them don't either.
It's totally up to me if I want to eat or not.
Even while we eat, you said that he eats too slow. So you started stealing and taking things off his plate that he likes. I really wish you'd stop that. He is literally 3 years old. He can't eat at the same speed as an adult. I feel bad for him.
It's his fault for not touching it at all. I thought maybe he didn't like it, so he left it. He should have just said something on the spot.
You should understand that. Arguing in front of your own child is not good. And didn't my husband tell you something?
Yeah, he might have said something. I wasn't listening though. But how does that have to do with me? I was just a little confused. I have no reason that I should be listening to you complain. It's literally my own home. I should be able to do what I want. And if you don't like it, just leave. And take your stupid kid with you.
Huh? That's really taking it too far.
I lived in my house for the longest time. Suddenly, some random person showed up out of nowhere. That's how I feel. Invaded. Do you understand?
I mean, that's true, but we've already been living together for over a year. Sometimes my husband talks to you, but you never seem to change your behavior. So I decided I would talk to you myself. This isn't good for Marcus either. I don't like seeing Marcus being that upset. It's literally every day that he seems angry.
It's not every day. Besides, my mom also said that when you're not around because of work, I'm looking after your little brat. You don't feel like you owe me at all? You should probably start to think about all the implications.
I know that Mom looks after him, but she was the one that wanted us to live with her to begin with. If you think that's the case, maybe you should start taking care of the house too? Right now, it's just Mom and I doing everything.
What? Why the hell should I help. The married and wife should do that normally. You shouldn't be putting so much pressure on my mom. You need to work harder. You use work as an excuse. You shouldn't be skimping on the chores around the house. And you better work harder to not cause any problems. You don't even cook well enough. I'm sure that's part of the reason that Marcus doesn't eat faster. You're really just this useless wife. And I think everyone talks about you when they mention married and wife problems. You really do come off as a useless mother.
You're really going to go that far? You're right, probably. To you, Kelly, you don't even have any job to use as an excuse.
Huh?
You're past 30 with no job. You literally just stay at home watching games or watch anime. Before we started living together with you, Mom was taking care of all the chores all on her own, even taking care of Dad. Apparently you never helped out around that part too, right?
Who wants to be taken care of by their own daughter? That's why I just left it alone. If he wanted me to help him out, I would have. No matter the case, though, it has nothing to do with you. It's family talk and family business.
Actually, I started living with you guys to help me take care of your father. So it has something to do with me. Even after Dad passed away, I ended up going back to work, but that's besides the point.
It's so annoying having to live with someone who's such a drag.
You know, I really agree with you. That's why I was talking to your mother.
About what?
We're going to be selling your house.
House? Sell? What?
The house that we're all currently living in together, we're going to be selling it.
What do you mean? You're going to move? It's just going to be you guys leaving, right?
That's not what I mean. We're going to be selling the house entirely. So you'll have to find a new place to live too.
What? I don't understand. What about Mom? What about your stupid little family?
We're all going to be moving together. We're going to be buying a house and everything.
What are you talking about? It's Mom's house. You can't do that. We take such great care of Marcus. Are you going to abandon Mom still? You're seriously the worst person.
I'm not going to abandon her. I told you, we're all going to move. Everyone except you.
Huh? Mom too?
Yeah. The old house is getting too old anyway. Mom is getting a little too old too.
When did you decide on that?
After Dad passed away, we had a bunch of savings and insurance money. So she said she would help us out for the new house. I'm actually really being helped by Mom, so we're all planning on moving together.
What about me?
Yeah, about that. If I talked to you and you even showed a sliver of remorse, we were considering maybe moving with you. But even when my husband talks to you, and even when I talk to you, it seems like it never works, which means that we don't need to do anything. We have no obligation to help you out.
What the hell do you mean?
Mom is also saying that she's at her limit. She doesn't like seeing her daughter bullying her grandchild. She says it makes her wince every time she sees it. Even when we weren't around, you were bullying Marcus, right? Mom would tell you to stop several times, but you just never stopped until Marcus cried. We're also going to give up on you. You're a lost cause to us.
A lost cause? You can't just abandon me.
Can you leave the house by the end of the month?
Huh?
We have to get everything ready. I would really appreciate it if you started even a day earlier.
Where am I supposed to go?
I don't know. I don't mind lending you the initial fees that you need, but make sure that you work and give it back.
What do you mean initial fees?
The initial fees you need to rent a home?
You need to pay money for renting a home other than the monthly rent?
Of course you do. You've lived at home for 33 years. I guess you'll struggle a bit from now on, but make sure you keep at it.
Wait, hang on a second. You can't do this to me. I've never worked at all. I can't just go outside and work like that out of the blue.
Then use your amazingly lovely computer to find a way to make money using that. You can just Google anything anyway. Whatever, we're done with you. We are no longer going to take care of it.
What time will you be home? I want to talk about what's going to happen from now on.
There's nothing to talk about anymore. We've all taken PTO and we're taking a long break. Mom is with us and we're all taking a break on a cruise.
What? What about me? Why didn't you invite me?
Why don't you just eat the snacks that we left at home? No one is going to buy you anything from now on, so you'll have to buy your own food. First, you should probably lose a little weight so that you can find a part-time job and maybe try to find a uniform that you'll fit in. Alright, so that's that. You have until the end of this week to leave the house. Kelly's mother ended up helping Kelly to cover the initial fees to move into a new house for her. I'm sure Kelly thought that if she was cornered, her mom or brother would help her out, or so she thought. But because this jobless 30-something-year-old was mean to Marcus, no one wanted to be kind to her anymore. Afterwards, she lived in a cheap, terrible apartment and started working at a convenience store nearby. Apparently, she's lost almost 20 pounds from work. Because she stopped eating all the snacks when she was over 200 pounds, maybe this was perfect for her considering she needed to lose weight.
Feeling really anxious. I mean, I'm about to give birth soon. It's overwhelming. Is there anything that could at least help take my mind off it, even just a little bit? Maybe something like reading a book or watching some TV here? Not that you would know, since you've never given birth yourself, right? Amber, yeah, I can understand why you'd feel that way. It must be really tough. And you're right, I don't have any experience with childbirth, so there isn't much I can say that would truly help. Maybe ask one of the nurses who are around to help you find something to keep your mind off things. But anyway, if there's anything I can do for you, anything at all, just let me know. Well then, why don't you go ahead and buy me a Chanel bag? If I have that, I'm sure it'll give me the motivation to push through and stay strong. And then I can take it out with me on the town after having this baby. What are you even saying? That's not the point here, and you know it. I'm genuinely concerned about you, you know? I'm worried about your health, too, and making sure you're doing well. Are you craving anything specific, or would you like me to get you some sports drinks or anything? I could bring those over for you. Hello? I'm not sick or anything. Why are you talking about sports drinks? Are you seriously that clueless? But I just thought since your body's going through a lot right now, maybe you'd want something like that. It's all about taking care of your health. How many times do I have to tell you? If I have a Chanel bag, I'll be perfectly fine. Don't make me repeat myself. I'm a pregnant woman. I am carrying this huge belly around, trying my best to keep going despite how hard it is. I don't know what to say, but to be honest, I've had a lot of expenses lately too. I don't really have the money to go and buy something like that. I'm really sorry. Wow, you are seriously useless. If that's how it's going to be, then talking to you is just a waste of time. I am fine with just having my husband around. That's enough for me. I'm getting so irritated, and to think you're not even my real mom. I'm the one going through pregnancy here, so at least you could do me a favor and call my actual mom instead. I'm sorry. You're always like this, aren't you? Even after Dad passed away, you were acting all cheerful, like nothing was wrong. You've always been so eager to get on my good side, huh? You'd go out of your way to spend all this money just to try and win my favor. It's honestly pathetic, but I guess you know by now that money is the only thing you really have to offer, huh? Is that really how you've been seeing me this whole time? I only wanted to be there for you because there was no one else who could stay by your side. But you've always acted like you were still going through some kind of rebellious phase. Of course, I try to make you comfortable, but we're family after all. That's exactly what I mean. You always say these neutral, nice things to try and smooth things over. It's so fake, honestly. Acting like you're some kind of saint, it's gross. You don't have to be so harsh with your words. Whatever, you can go on living your life the way you always do. I've got more important things to deal with, so I'm done here. Oh, right. I'm sorry for keeping you for so long. I'll let you go then. I understand. Take care and good luck with everything. Wait, what's going on? What do you mean, get out? I just wanted to see the baby as soon as possible since they've just been born. I've been waiting all this time to meet them. Huh? Don't get ahead of yourself, all right? I don't want someone like you, a stranger, anywhere near the child I just gave birth to. Got it? What? A stranger? What are you saying? I've never thought of you as family, and frankly, I want you to get out of the hospital room. Up until now, I stayed quiet because I thought you were useful, but to be honest, you've always been so annoying. So I'm taking this chance to cut ties with you. Go on, disappear already, you old hag. You really mean that, don't you? Obviously, don't you ever show your face again. And by the way, you stink. Your old lady smell is unbearable. I see. Well, then I'll go. I'll take your words to heart. Just know that you can't take them back after this. Why would I want to take them back? Ugh, it's so gross. The stench of old age is suffocating. I need to spray some air freshener or something. Well then, goodbye. And don't ever contact me again.
Wait, Chelsea, what happened? Where did you go? I thought you were resting while I stepped away for a moment, but now I can't seem to find you. I asked Amber and she said you'd gone home. Did something happen?
Oh, Frank, I've been cut off from that child. She told me she doesn't want me in her life anymore. So I've gone back home and returned to my work.
What? But Chelsea, just earlier she was in tears of joy, so happy to see you. And now you're telling me she sent you home? I don't understand. What happened?
Frank, I've told you before, haven't I? I'm that girl's father's second wife. I'm not her biological mother. I made sure you were aware of that.
Yes, of course, you told me, but surely that's not the reason why she would...
Oh, but it is. Apparently, I'm nothing more than a stranger to her. She told me not to come near her child because I'm not family. And just like that, I was shown the door. She said that until now I was useful to her in some way, but now that she has no need for me, she's cutting ties. It's as simple as that.
That's so unfair. It's not right at all.
I agree, but there's nothing more to say. From here on out, I won't be stepping in or trying to help in any way. She's a stay-at-home mom, and I know this will put a burden on you, but it's no longer my concern. You'll have to take care of things from here on out.
Wait, does that mean you're really serious? You're not going to help us at all moving forward?
I'm afraid so. Every future plan we discussed, it's all off the table now. From now on, you, her, and the baby will have to figure things out on your own.
I understand. I guess this is how it has to be. Honestly, though, I think it's the right decision. Even if she didn't mean what she said, even if those harsh words came out in the heat of the moment, it's still unacceptable. You don't say things like that to someone who's done so much for you.
Well, that's how I feel too. I don't care what she or anyone else thinks anymore. I have reached my limit. There is only so much a person can take before something inside just snaps. I am done bending over backwards for her. From now on, I'm going to live my life freely without worrying about her. To be honest, just knowing I can finally live without constantly thinking about her feelings, it's a relief for me. I feel lighter already.
That makes sense. I get it. But the truth is, I have my own struggles to deal with too. There's something I need to tell you. As much as I've tried to stand by her all this time, I don't know if I can keep supporting her in the future. If things continue like this, I'm not sure how much longer I can do it. I'm sorry.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Well, in any case, I guess she's no longer my daughter. I'm not going to push any responsibilities onto you either. If there's more going on, it's up to you both to figure it out. I don't want to get involved anymore.
Thank you for understanding.
I know it's going to be hard moving forward, but I believe you'll find a way. Just hang in there, okay? Mom, where are you right now? The house I'm supposed to live in? It's gone! What's going on? Oh, Mom? Are you talking to me? It's strange to hear you calling me that now, considering you've never addressed me that way before. What? Of course I'm talking to you. What's going on? The new house I was supposed to move into, it's up for sale. When I asked about it, I was told it's being sold because the owner put it on the market. That's all the real estate agent would tell me. When I asked my husband, he said I should talk to you. So what happened? Let me make this clear. I am not your mother, but yes, I am responsible for that. I sold the house. The new house you were supposed to move into has been put up for sale. In fact, I already have interested buyers, so I'm not worried about it at all.
What? I don't understand. Why? I was supposed to live there. We bought it so I could raise my baby in peace. That was the whole plan.
Yes, that's what you thought, but let me ask you, who did you think was paying for that house?
Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying you were the one who was supposed to pay for it, not my husband?
Exactly. I was going to pay for the entire thing. Your husband doesn't make enough money to afford a house in that area. It's a beautiful home, and there's no way he could have bought it with his salary.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, I am. Look, I know I'm not your biological mother, and because of that, I've always felt that I probably made things difficult for you. It's not my fault you grew up without your real mother, but it is my responsibility that I married your father knowing he had a daughter. I promised myself that I would treat you like my own daughter. Of course, I didn't really know how to do that, and I was always feeling my way around. But at the very least, I wanted to make sure you never had to worry about money. I thought that would be one way to support you. Unfortunately, it turns out that my good intentions were taken advantage of, and in the end, it all led to this.
Wait, you really felt that way about me? Even though we're not blood related?
Yes, exactly, because we're not blood related. I knew I could never replace your real mother, but I hoped that by being there for you, I could at least fill the gap left by her absence. So when it came to this house, I wanted to make sure you had a safe and comfortable place to raise your own child. I felt it was the least I could do, but I didn't think it was my place to boast about it, so I didn't go out of my way to tell you, hey, I'm the one buying this house for you. I thought that would be too much.
I thought my husband was the one buying the house for us. He never said anything different.
Well, he probably assumed you knew. I'm sure he didn't think your relationship with me was so superficial that you'd just take what I offered and then turn around and cut ties with me. He likely didn't realize that you were planning to distance yourself from me the moment you no longer needed anything from me. I'm sure that never crossed his mind. That's why, when I was kicked out of your life, he was just as surprised and even reached out to me asking where I had gone.
But I never expected you to do something like this for me.
Let me guess, what you're thinking now is, I didn't realize she was going to buy me a house, and if I had known she was this useful, I shouldn't have cut ties with her so quickly, right?
That's not...
Anyway, you should be arriving home soon, shouldn't you? I sent you a little present, and it should be waiting for you when you get there. Be sure to check it out.
A present? What do you mean? Wait, does this mean you haven't given up on me after all? You're still going to help me?
Well, you'll have to wait and see. Consider it a surprise for when you get home.
What's going on? My biological mother just showed up at my house demanding to hold the baby, yelling to be let inside. She's acting completely insane. This is terrifying. She's still outside shouting, "Do something! Is this woman really my mother?"
Oh, I see you've received my little present. Yes, that woman is indeed your biological mother. Your father divorced her to escape from her and then met me. We got married afterward.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, absolutely. As you can see, she's not exactly stable. Your father realized that a few years after you were born. Up until then, he thought she was just a bit eccentric. He tried to be understanding, accepting of her oddities, but after you were born, things changed. She started using stress as an excuse to go to the pachinko parlors all the time, racking up debt. When she'd come home, she'd blow up in fits of rage. She neglected you, leaving your father to take care of everything while she claimed to be suffering from postpartum depression. Then she started spending her days drowning in alcohol.
I had no idea. My real mother was that terrible?
Your father hid it from you, but he didn't tell you any less either. He just avoided embellishing the truth to make her sound like someone she wasn't.
There's no way this is real. That woman out there can't be my mother.
Your father knew that if she ever found out about your life, she'd come running for money. That's why we've been keeping things hidden from her all these years. But then you're the one who insisted. You said, I'm pregnant and struggling. Couldn't you at least find my real mother? Don't you remember?
I might have said something like that, but if she's like this, I really didn't need her to be found. Well, since you've severed ties with me, your stepmother, I figured I'd grant your request as a parting gift. This is impossible. If I let that woman hold my baby, she might take off with them. Why would you tell her where I live? Where else would I have sent her? It's not like you have your new house anymore. I couldn't tell her the hospital. That'd cause problems. So your current place was the only option. This is the worst situation possible. Now that she knows where I live, I'll never be able to escape her. Oh, don't worry about that. You won't be living there much longer anyway. What? What do you mean by that? This is my husband's rental. This has nothing to do with you. You're right, it doesn't involve me. But honestly, you've been far too cocky for too long. Even your husband is fed up. What are you talking about? What's going on? Let me ask you something. Whose child did you give birth to? Huh? What are you trying to say? The baby you just had. It's not your husband's, is it? I'm asking you, whose child is it? Of course it's my husband's. Who else would it be? Your husband suspected something. He thought you were seeing someone else behind his back. So he hired a private investigator, and guess what? It turns out you were. They gathered plenty of evidence, so there's no way you can talk your way out of this. Stop it! That's ridiculous! There's no way! There's plenty of proof. You're caught. After gathering all that evidence, he decided to take a paternity test just to be sure. And surprise, surprise, the child isn't his. You've got to be kidding me. Why would he even do that? What kind of person suspects their wife of something like that? That is so low. You're the one who's done something far lower. He found out the child wasn't his, and now he's going to divorce you. What? Wait, no! You can't be serious! Divorce over something like this? Isn't that a bit extreme? We just had a baby! It's not extreme at all. That child isn't his. He has no obligation to stay with you or raise someone else's child. You betrayed him. Did you honestly think there wouldn't be consequences? But you married him, had a baby, and he was thrilled, only to find out the baby isn't even his. Can you imagine how that must have felt? Oh wait, you probably can't. You take after your biological mother, emotionally detached and completely self-centered. I was just so lonely. He was always working and I was always by myself. It was so boring. I felt abandoned. Then I heard that my favorite host had retired, so I thought, why not reconnect? We ended up sleeping together, but it wasn't like it was a big deal. A big deal? You cheated on your husband and you had another man's baby. That's not something you can brush off as no big deal. You've broken the law. You've committed adultery. You'll have to face the consequences. You quit your job right after you got married, insisting you wanted to be a full-time housewife. He worked his fingers to the bone to support you, and this is how you repay him? Betraying him like this? But I didn't have a mother growing up. I've always been lonely. And then he chose his job over me, leaving me all alone all the time. How could he not understand how lonely I was? Isn't it his fault for not keeping me happy? Then get a job. What? If you had a job, you wouldn't have had all that free time to start thinking like that. You've built this fantasy in your head that you're some tragic figure who deserves pity and can do whatever she wants because she's been dealt a tough hand in life. You've used me, you've used your husband, and you've convinced yourself that you're entitled to everything. You think the world owes you because you had it rough, right? You've got everything twisted. That's not fair. Maybe I made mistakes, but you don't have to keep rubbing it in. Just help me out with this one thing. Get me a new house. You think people who treat others poorly deserve to be treated well in return? You keep going on about how it was so unfair that you didn't have a mother, but there she is outside your door. I called her for you. Isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that enough to make you happy? You've spent your whole life feeling sorry for yourself, never appreciating anyone or anything. You've been so focused on your own needs, your own wants, that you've completely disregarded everyone else. You've become a selfish, thoughtless person. I am done with you. You're an adult now. It's time to face the consequences of your actions. The world isn't going to revolve around you just because you've been dealt a tough hand. If you keep treating people like they exist solely to serve you, you're going to end up alone. You need to start taking responsibility for your own life. Because right now, there is not a single person out there that wants to take responsibility for you after everything you've done to us. Even Amber, known for her confidence, seemed to panic in this situation and bowed her head to me, a gesture of apology that was somewhat unexpected. Her behavior was quite out of character, and I could sense the desperation in her tone as she pleaded for forgiveness. However, despite this unexpected display of humility, I couldn't overlook her past behavior towards me. The weight of her previous actions hung heavily in the air, making it clear that an apology alone could not erase the hurt I had experienced, nor could I condone her husband's outrageous actions, which had added to my distress. Their actions crossed a line, and I had no choice but to take a firm stand. This wasn't just a matter of personal grievances, it was about self-respect and the boundaries I needed to establish to protect myself. In a decisive move, I blocked her phone number, ensuring that I completely severed ties with her. It was a significant step, one that was necessary for my own mental and emotional well-being. I had realized that I could no longer tolerate the toxic dynamics of our relationship, and blocking her was a way to take control of my situation. It was important for me to establish boundaries and protect myself from any further negativity that might arise from our relationship. I had spent far too long accommodating Amber's needs, often at the expense of my own feelings and sanity. This was not just about Amber, it was about my well-being and mental peace. I needed to reclaim my space and prioritize my own emotional health. As for what happened to her afterward, I don't know the details very well. However, according to reports from her husband, Frank, it seems that Amber demanded a proper compensation for her situation. It's a complicated web they've woven, filled with deceit and manipulation. Frank conveyed to me that Amber was in despair, unable to rely on her former life as a host to support her anymore. The man she had turned to for help, a former host, was no longer a viable option, leaving her feeling abandoned and hopeless. This turn of events stirred a mix of emotions within me. While I couldn't deny that Amber had experienced hardships in her life, I also couldn't ignore the reality that she had often manipulated those around her to get what she wanted. Her situation was a culmination of her own choices, and I began to understand that it is wrong to take advantage of others' kindness simply because of one's past. Life had been difficult for Amber, but that doesn't give her the right to expect others to be inherently compassionate towards her. It seems she may have finally learned a valuable lesson, that one's past hardships do not justify one's present behavior or entitlement to sympathy. As I pondered this, I realized that my own journey had led me to a similar understanding. We all have our struggles and challenges, but how we respond to them ultimately defines our character. When I think about the relationship we had, I realize that it was marred by manipulation and an unhealthy dynamic. Amber's tendency to exploit the goodwill of others became painfully apparent, and I often found myself on the receiving end of her demands and expectations. It was as if she had taken my kindness for granted, expecting me to always be there to support her without considering the toll it was taking on me. Her approach was one of entitlement, as if my kindness was something she deserved rather than something I offered willingly. Reflecting on our interactions, I remember instances where she would come to me with her problems, expecting me to drop everything to assist her. I would listen patiently as she recounted her tales of woe, feeling an obligation to help her navigate her difficulties. While I am a naturally caring person, I also have my own life to manage, and I cannot always be available for others. There were times I felt overwhelmed by her continuous neediness, yet I still tried to be supportive, believing that everyone has their struggles. However, there is a distinct difference between offering support and being taken for granted. Amber's behavior often blurred that line, leading me to question the sincerity of our friendship. It felt as if her appreciation for my help was conditional, reliant on my continued availability and willingness to cater to her needs. This realization was disheartening and made me reconsider the nature of our relationship. In the past, I might have ignored the red flags, thinking that friendship meant being there for one another unconditionally. I had been raised to believe in the value of loyalty and support in friendships, but life experiences have taught me that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, not on manipulation or dependency. As much as I wanted to be a good friend, I also needed to prioritize my own emotional health and establish clear boundaries. Now that I've distanced myself from Amber, I find a sense of relief in the absence of that toxic energy. It's allowed me to focus on my own life, my own relationships, and my own well-being. The decision to block her number was not made lightly, but it was necessary for my peace of mind. I remember the anxiety I felt every time my phone buzzed, wondering if it was Amber reaching out for yet another favor or emotional crutch. The stories I've heard about Amber's decline since our split illustrate the harsh reality of her choices. Frank's reports reveal a troubling downward spiral. Her inability to find stability or support from those she once relied upon speaks volumes about the consequences of her actions. She is now facing the repercussions of her past behavior, which serves as a harsh reminder that one's actions have consequences. It is a painful truth that many individuals must confront, the reality that our choices shape our lives and relationships in profound ways. When people face the aftermath of their choices, it can often lead to a period of introspection and growth. I hope that Amber is using this time to reflect on her life decisions and the relationships she's taken for granted. It is essential for her to recognize the patterns in her behavior that have led her to this point. This reflection might just provide her with the insight needed for change. Despite the difficulties Amber is experiencing, I can't help but feel a mix of emotions. On one hand, there's empathy for her plight, as everyone deserves a second chance. On the other hand, I feel justified in my decision to cut ties with someone who has repeatedly failed to acknowledge the impact of her actions on others. This duality is part of the human experience. It can feel compassion while also recognizing when it's time to walk away. It's a delicate balance, but one that is necessary for personal growth and healing. As I continue on my path, I hope for the best for Amber, but I also understand that her journey is her own to navigate. I've learned that while it's important to be compassionate, it is equally crucial to protect oneself from toxic relationships. Moving forward, I am committed to fostering relationships that are reciprocal and fulfilling, where both parties can thrive without feeling overwhelmed by the weight of one another's issues. In the end, I believe that everyone has the potential for growth and change. Perhaps this difficult chapter in Amber's life will serve as the catalyst she needs to reassess her values and approach to relationships. Life can be incredibly challenging, but it is how we respond to those challenges that defines us. The resilience we show in the face of adversity can lead to profound personal growth and transformation. No matter where Amber's journey takes her next, I will remain hopeful that she finds a way to rise above her circumstances. However, I will do so from a distance, honoring the boundaries I have set for my own well-being. It's a bittersweet feeling, knowing that I once cared deeply for someone who is now a stranger to me. Reflecting further on Amber's situation, I realize that her life choices and the paths she's taken may stem from a deeper issue of self-identity and self-worth. Often individuals who face challenging upbringings struggle with recognizing their intrinsic value. This can lead them to seek validation from others in unhealthy ways. Amber may have sought approval and affection through her relationships, leading her to dependence on others to fill a void in her life. It's painful to think about how her neediness may have blinded her to the consequences of her actions. Perhaps she felt justified in demanding help from those around her as she equated love and support with the willingness to sacrifice one's own time and energy. However, this notion is fundamentally flawed. Love should not come with strings attached or expectations of continuous support. Her experience as a host, which she relied on for financial stability, likely reinforced a transactional view of relationships. In this environment, affection and support can easily be conflated with monetary gain or the desire for companionship, leading to an unhealthy cycle of dependence. If Amber had experienced a series of superficial relationships that lacked depth, it would make sense that she struggled to form genuine connections with others. Now that Amber finds herself in a precarious situation without the support she once had, she may be forced to confront these issues head-on. It is often in times of crisis that individuals are pushed to reevaluate their lives and choices. Perhaps this moment of despair could be a turning point for her, prompting self-reflection and growth. This kind of introspection is essential for anyone hoping to break free from the patterns that have held them back. As I consider the dynamics of our friendship, I'm reminded of the importance of fostering relationships that empower rather than diminish. It is crucial to surround ourselves with individuals who uplift us and encourage our personal growth. Relationships should be built on mutual respect, where both parties contribute to one another's well-being. For my part, I have learned valuable lessons through my experience with Amber. I now recognize the signs of a toxic relationship and understand the necessity of maintaining healthy boundaries. Setting limits does not equate to a lack of compassion. Rather, it reflects an understanding of one's own needs and limitations. It is essential to strike a balance between helping others and ensuring that our own emotional health remains intact. While I may feel sympathy for Amber's current situation, I also acknowledge that her choices have led her to this point. It's easy to fall into the trap of feeling sorry for someone and forgetting that they are ultimately responsible for their actions. This awareness is crucial in preventing the cycle of enabling behavior that can perpetuate a toxic dynamic. Looking ahead, I am committed to nurturing relationships that are built on trust and authenticity. I want to invest my time and energy in connections that bring joy and fulfillment rather than frustration and anxiety. It is important to be surrounded by people who appreciate my efforts and reciprocate the kindness I extend. This is not merely about maintaining a sense of balance, it's about creating a supportive environment where everyone can thrive. In reflecting on Amber's life, I can only hope that she finds a way to rebuild her sense of self and learn from her experiences. Life can be a series of lessons, and perhaps this chapter is a necessary one for her to grow. It's never too late to change, and I genuinely hope she finds the strength to do so. As I continue on my own journey, I carry with me the lessons learned from my relationship with Amber. While I may have felt sympathy for her plight, I now understand the importance of self-preservation and the need to prioritize my own well-being. I'm hopeful that both Amber and I will emerge from this experience with greater clarity about ourselves and the relationships we choose to cultivate in the future. With time, I hope to find peace in knowing that I made the right decision for myself. As I move forward, I will carry the lessons from this chapter into new relationships, ensuring that I maintain healthy boundaries while still being open to connection and support. The complexities of human relationships can be overwhelming at times, but they are also a source of profound growth and understanding. It is essential to navigate these relationships with care, always prioritizing our mental and emotional health. In doing so, we can foster connections that enrich our lives and bring us joy. In the end, my hope for Amber is that she can rise from the ashes of her past and build a new life for herself, one that is based on self-awareness, respect, and genuine connections with others. It is my sincere wish that she learns to value herself and others in a way that leads to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. The journey of self-discovery is not an easy one, but it is often the most rewarding path one can take. As I reflect on this entire experience, I can't help but acknowledge the bittersweet nature of friendships. They can bring us immense joy and support, but they can also lead to pain and disappointment when those boundaries are crossed and expectations are unmet. I have learned that it is crucial to navigate these dynamics with honesty and openness, ensuring that both parties feel valued and respected. In conclusion, I have come to understand that every relationship teaches us something valuable about ourselves. While my connection with Amber has ended, the lessons I've learned will remain with me as I move forward. I will carry the knowledge that I deserve to be in relationships that uplift me, and I will actively seek out those connections in my life. Life is a continuous journey of growth and change, and I am committed to embracing the challenges that come my way. I hope to foster relationships that not only enrich my life, but also contribute to the well-being of those around me. As I move forward, I will hold on to the hope that Amber, too, will find her way to learn and navigate the complexities of relationships with a newfound understanding of herself and her worth.
If I'm correct, today's your birthday, right? How old are you going to be turning today?
I'm going to be 42 years old, and why the heck are you asking about my birthday now? And before we even get to that, weren't you supposed to be coming home early today? I've been waiting all day for you to be here so we can celebrate.
How lame of you to be waiting for someone that doesn't care to be home with you. There's nothing about your birthday that makes me want to be there celebrating it with you.
Is that really something you should be saying to the woman you've been married to for 15 years?
Well, be aware that those 15 years we've had together end today.
What does that mean, Tony?
I'm saying that you and I are getting divorced. I'm still in my freaking 30s, aren't I? However, you're turning 42 years old today. You're already halfway through your life, and you're going to be out of this world long before I am. Do you really think I want to stay married with someone that won't even be around for my later years in life? Who will I have around the house to help me when I'm retired and I'm no longer in the mood to do things myself?
What are you talking about? In just another 3 months or so, you're going to be turning 40 years old. So tell me, what the heck has gotten into you today with all of this age talk? Never before have you gone on about our ages until today, and saying that you want a divorce now because I'm a little older than you isn't going to change you still becoming a 40-year-old man soon.
I've already chosen to get divorced from you today. So, whether you like it or not, there's nothing you could do to stop me. Now, grab all your things from the house and get out of there. I already handed in the divorce papers, so it's final.
Huh? Are you really being serious about all this divorce talk right now?
Why wouldn't I be serious about all of this after all the time I've wasted talking to you about it?
Well, if you and I get a divorce, then what are we going to do about our daughter? Lainey has only just entered high school and everything, so breaking apart now would put her through a lot of unnecessary stress.
Well, Lanny's been telling me that she doesn't want to live in a house together with a hag like you anymore. Now that she realized how old you really are. She plans to stay with me and live here after you're gone.
What? She's being serious as well? Did you already talk with her and everything about the divorce you're wanting?
I have, and we decided that the both of us want you to disappear from our lives for good. At this point, not only do I not need you around anymore, but neither does Lanny.
Saying all of those awful things about me, talking with my daughter about that before my birthday is terrible. I can't even believe that you'd talk with Lainey first about divorcing me before even asking me about all of this first.
When it comes to Lanny and talking with her about serious things, it's only natural that I talk with her first. She is an amazing young woman, and I'm very much aware now that she does not want to be living together with an idiot like you. Now, you're beginning to get on my nerves by sticking around right now, so hurry up and get lost.
I seriously never actually thought that you'd be talking with our daughter about things like that. Well, it's already happened now. Thanks for telling me all of this.
Another thing, you're going to still need to pay child support after the divorce.
You want me paying child support?
I'll be the one having to keep her in my house and looking after her, so it's only fair that you pay for her.
Then what about any sort of settlements?
What are you talking about now? I'm not going to be paying you a single penny, even if you ask. That should be an amazing present for a 42-year-old woman, right? You'll lose your young and strong husband, and be forced to live by yourself as you grow older and older, with nobody around to love you.
I never could have imagined that I'd be called an old hag by you on my birthday. And I never even thought it was possible for both my husband and my daughter to talk about divorcing me behind my back. But if you are both on the same page about wanting to leave me today, then there's no helping keeping you both around me. I guess I will be leaving this house.
You are no longer going to be part of this family, and don't you ever think you can come back to us in the future. All we are to you now is a couple of complete strangers.
If that's what the both of you want to think of me. But just make sure that you both never come around me again, as I'm going to be a stranger to you both from now on as well. And don't you ever forget what I just said to you. Why are you not answering your phone? I am trying to get a hold of you because we're in a bit of a pickle over here. If you're going to do nothing besides call me over and over with no prior context, then I'm not going to answer you. Can you tell me why the heck you're trying to talk with me after 4 years have gone by? Especially after what we all agreed on after I left. This is a very scary emergency and Dad needs your help. What? He got into a serious accident and will need to get surgery done on him right away. Did you seriously not stop to think that me calling you over and over like that might mean that there's an emergency over here? I don't really care what you think about all of this. It's an emergency, and you need to answer the phone right away. Oh, could this actually mean that an old hag like you has never answered a phone call in her life on her cell phone and has no idea how to? If you've only come here to say rude things to me again, I can go ahead and just block you for good. That's not what I'm wanting to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about having you pay the $30,000 medical bill that will come with Dad's surgery. What? Ah. So that's what's going on here then. This must be some kind of scam call asking me to pay money for one of my family members even though they don't actually need it right now. Huh? What are you going on about? That's not what this is. I am telling you the truth when I say that I need you to give us the money to pay the medical bills, but this isn't a scam at all. Really, all the medical care that Dad's receiving is going to cost us $30,000 and we need that money from you. And this isn't just for him, but for your daughter as well, so pay up. Excuse me? My daughter? Right now, Dad doesn't have anyone else he can count on to pay the bills. I really hate having to ask an old hag like you for help at this point in time, but you're the only person with the money to be able to hand it over to us immediately. So, can you just get to work sending that $30,000 I've asked for to me? Sending that money to you? Why do I have to be the one to give you both that kind of money? How many times are you going to make me tell you this? Have you already become senile? Open your gosh dang eyes, old hag! Dad's got into an accident and he's going to get surgery very soon here, and so that $30,000 is needed to pay for all of the medical expenses, so give it to us. He's your ex-husband, right? And not just that, but I'm your daughter, so give us that money for our sakes, okay? I don't have a daughter, though. Huh? How about you try opening your eyes up a little, young lady? I do not have any daughters, and right now the only person I see you as is a complete stranger. Now, I don't think you're going to gain any more from me today or ever again, so I'll be going now. Hold on, you! What the hell are you talking about? You aren't going to be going anywhere right now. Do you really think you can end things between us that easily? You and your father were the ones that told me in the divorce that you no longer wanted me coming around either one of you anymore, and that you'd be cutting ties with me, right? You had both made it clear as day to me that you no longer wanted to be family and that I needed to stay a stranger to the both of you. Looks to me, though, that you both asked for more than you could handle from me and are no longer able to uphold your guys' end of the promise. That being, staying away from me. What the hell are you talking about? We had all ended things off by saying we'd all be strangers to one another 4 years ago, right? So that means that for the past 4 years and continuing on after this, you are not my daughter. And if you think that you saying you're my daughter now just because you need money from me is going to change that fact, it will not. I'm sorry, but I have no idea what kind of games you're trying to play right now. What are you saying right now? This is not the time to start joking around about what happened back then. Right now, we need to be talking about how that surgery is going to cost $30,000. And when it comes to me, I don't have that kind of money, and Dad doesn't have that kind of money in savings either. You were able to get a settlement paid out to you by Dad in the divorce back then, right? You give us that money back right now so that we can afford for Dad to get his surgery. I was given a settlement? I don't ever remember getting any sort of money in the divorce, though. Huh? It's been quite the opposite, actually. So far, I've paid your child support for the past 3 years without getting a penny from your dad or anything else in return. There's no freaking way, right? Child support? I don't even believe you for 1 second that you'd have the money nor the want to pay anything like that. Well, you don't have to believe me or not regarding something like that. I just assumed that I was still responsible for you still, even after you left me. And so that's my reasoning behind paying the child support. Even after you told me you never wanted to see me again and just wanted to be complete strangers. Just be glad that I was willing to pay your father that kind of money for you. But remember that I only have to pay your father until you turn 18 years old. Are you sure about that? Because I never heard anything from Dad about you giving him any sort of money to support me. Remember that you've been sticking around a dad that tossed his wife out of his house on her birthday while saying horrible things about her. I'm sure he'd never tell you anything about how I've been the one paying for you to be as privileged as you are. But at this point, I couldn't care less about him telling you about all of that or you believing me about it. Anyway, I don't think you or your father are in the place to be asking me for any more money at the moment, no matter how much of an emergency it is. What? So you're really not going to pay that $30,000 that we need right now? Even when I'm stressed the hell out right now because of all this? Even if you tell me that you're that stressed out right now, you have nothing to do with me and the life I currently live. It's not even like you're related to me anymore either, since you were the one that asked me long ago to forget that you were ever my daughter. I know I said some things like that, but right now the situation in the family has changed. They've changed? How have they changed? I told you that I don't think of you as my daughter anymore, and as for your father, I definitely don't see him as family anymore and gave no interest in whatever's going on in his life. You don't have to be that cold about how you really feel about us, okay? Well, don't you feel like you were cold to me back in the day when speaking to me? Huh? Whatever did I do? Well, for starters, when I was worried about you right after the divorce, I tried texting and calling you, but you'd only ever reply by asking me to shut up and stay quiet. And since months went by of you never saying anything else to me, I gave up on you. It was after how cold you and your father were to me back then that I finally realized that you both really did not care about me being around you guys anymore. And Back then, I'm sure we were a bit cold to you about things. But that was 3 years ago, and I never imagined that Dad would get into such a bad accident and end up needing an emergency surgery that costs this much. If it wasn't for his situation now, I really would not be talking to you now, because I really do not need you in my life besides for money.
Well, don't worry about explaining your actions to me, as I feel the same about you now. And that's why now, all we are to one another is complete strangers. Hence why I've said that I do not have any daughters. So tell me again what you want with me. If you don't have any other reason for talking to me right now besides wanting me to give you money for your crappy father, then I think we can stop talking to each other now.
Hold your horses! I do not like hearing you say things like that about the both of us. So are you seriously planning to not pay for Dad's medical bills? This surgery could be the one thing saving him from dying after the injuries he sustained.
Is that so? Well, that must be heartbreaking for you then. But let me be very clear that he has nothing to do with me and my life anymore. So I really do question what the hell you're going on about right now with everything you've said today. When you have a problem like that within your small family, then you guys have to figure something out on your own without getting complete strangers involved. Please and thank you.
Huh? You're talking about your gosh dang ex-husband! Why are you acting like you never knew him right now? And how come you can't understand how much your daughter needs you to help her right now?
You should be able to understand that when a couple has a divorce, they usually regard one another as strangers thereafter, right?
That is such a far-fetched argument to make right now.
A far-fetched argument? I'm just telling you what actually happens in a divorce, Lainey. And let me ask you this. Is you coming to me after years of never talking to me all just to tell me that your father was in an accident and needs money right now, not some form of you trying to scam me for my money? Did you really think you were going to get me to follow along with that story?
I told you that I'm telling the dang truth. Nothing about this is a scam.
Well, even if it's the truth, that has nothing to do with me. I am not in the mood to hand you guys any money, and I'm not even the one responsible for you two anymore. I've already gotten remarried now and have a family of my own that I'm very happy to be a part of. Do you think you could give me the relief of staying away from my new family and I now?
Huh? You got remarried?
I found myself a new man that loves me way more than your father ever did, and we are married now. And he brought along his kids with him, which I've grown to view as my own now. I have some very cute kids and a handsome and kind husband that makes up my warm and beautiful family now.
What the actual hell? Do you really think now's the right time to be telling your actual daughter about something like that?
The right time? You and your father are the ones that left me, so I don't care if now is a good time for you or not to be saying that. I think I have every right to say and do as I please now, since I have no ties to you guys. To be frank, I forgot about you and your father a few years ago besides having to pay child support. You guys wanted me to forget about the two of you, so of course I would forget that you guys ever existed.
I am your frickin' daughter, you old hag! Yet you have the balls to tell me that you forgot about me?
Well, you only ever called me an old hag, and so that made you look like garbage to me that I didn't need to remain in my life. I don't have the time for people like you to be my daughter after things like that.
You have to be kidding me, right? Are you really telling me the truth right now?
Of course I am. I have my own life now and a family of my own who all love me very much as their wife and mother. I have no interest in you and your father anymore, and you are both complete strangers to me, so you will not be getting any of that $30,000 from me. That man is nothing to me now. All he is a monster that cheated on me with another woman and wouldn't even pay me any sort of a settlement for that. And not just that, but also divorced me on my birthday while getting my daughter to believe that I was the problem and having me kicked out of the house for good and leaving me with nothing. And even after being kicked out of the family and the house, I was still asked to pay child support for you, and when I tried to have even a simple conversation with you, you'd call me an old hag and ask that I shut up.
He cheated on you? Dad cheated on you? But I never heard anything about that happening either.
And I told you why that would be. That man would never say anything to you that would make you rethink what he did to me and scare you away to my side. He made good use of you by getting full custody and then taking my money.
I was really worried about you years ago when this all started, and that's why I would try and get a hold of you to tell you these things. But after time and time again of you telling me to shut up, I gave up on you for good. I was tired of trying to be a good mother to someone that only thought of me as an old hag and an idiot.
Mom, just wait a second. Listen to me now. If you leave me with Dad and don't help us in any way, then what's going to happen to us? I'm going to most likely end up being on my own without him.
It's disgusting to hear you call me Mom after all that time had passed, so can you just call me Anne from now on? And you'll end up on your own? You are close to being 20 years old now, so I'm sure you can make it on your own without Dad. You already know that what I've said to you is final and that you won't be getting any help from me, right? So trying to carry on this needless conversation is going to get you nowhere. All you are to me is a stranger, and I thought that's who I was to you.
But with something like this going on with Dad right now, can't you just help me out this once? You don't have anything going on in your life right now that you need that money for. What the hell happened to you being the nice woman that I knew you as long ago?
I can see you're beginning to get frustrated now, but you have really not begun to understand that I do not want anything to do with your father and you anymore. The whole reason this all ended up happening is because you and your dad told me to get lost and stay away forever.
What? Are you really going to listen to what we told you so many years ago like that?
Well, weren't you both the ones enforcing what you asked from me for years after the divorce took place? You and your nasty father were the ones that laid out the playing field for us, and all I could do was follow your guys' rules. If you still feel as though you can get me to come and help you after all that, then maybe you need to go and talk to your father first about everything. He'll tell you the same thing, and will most likely not even want my help. So, do you have anything else to say to me?
Anything else to say to you? You're being a freaking witch right now.
Well, if you have nothing else to say, then it's time for me to go.
Wait, Mom! You're taking things way too far by saying you don't want to see me as your daughter anymore. I am asking you to please come and help me. I need your money.
No. I will never talk with you ever again after this, no matter how much you think you can get away with asking me for money. You were an awful daughter, and need to understand that there's nothing you can do to change my mind about that. Now, goodbye forever. And if after today your life becomes a living hell, just know that you deserve every bit of it. Anne made it very clear to Lainey that day that she never wanted to talk to her again. In reality, Lainey was never there asking for money to help her father with his surgery in the first place, as her father was never in any accident and was not in need of any life-saving surgery. She had assumed that she could use her position as what she thought was Anne's daughter to beg for money during a fake time of need. Really, the only thing that Lainey needed that money for was to keep her from having to go out and work a real job to make income. But now that she wouldn't be getting anything, she will have to find a job just like everyone else. Luckily, Anne was never willing to fall for the lies that Lainey had tried getting her to fall for, and ended things between herself and her demented daughter once and for all. Now, Anne can really move forward from her sad past and look towards the future of being with her warm and caring family.
You frickin' idiot. You and all that annoying talk of yours can go rot in hell. And no matter how much you try and call me, I am never going to answer you. I'm off to have some fun now, so see you in another year.
Emma, the only reason I've been calling you so much is because you just took my money and ran off with it. I don't need you to answer any of my calls, but you need to come back and give me my money, please. That is not your money, right? I had that money put aside so that I can pay off some bills I have.
Well, you left that money here in my house, so it becomes my money to do whatever I want with. I have no idea why you keep saying such stupid things to me right now. This is all just common sense.
Common sense? What are you talking about? You haven't even been living in this house with us anymore. So you coming back into town out of nowhere like that and taking my money off the counter should be considered stealing. That is my money you have right now, so bring it back to me. Come here and hand it back to me right now, please. Don't make me call your father about this, or even worse, the police.
What are you talking about? It's because of my dad that you're allowed to live in the house with him and have this money, right?
And when it comes to the money that's left lying around in the house, it becomes mine. If you don't like that, then get lost. Even if I wanted to leave this place, right now isn't the best time for me. There are things going on right now here that not even you are aware of. I don't care about your reasons for not leaving because it's not my problem. Anyway, I consider myself very lucky to have come back to my house today and found some money sitting around for me. This is some extra play money for me, so I'm gonna head out shopping now. Would you stop that right now? Your play money? I told you that that is not your money. Do you have any idea what you're about to do right now by running off and spending that money? Come home right now and give that all back to me. You are acting way too far out of line right now. Shut the hell up, you old hag. You're not my frickin' mother. All you are is some old broad that was allowed into this house by my dad. This isn't even your money either, but my dad's, right? Which then means I have the right to spend it on whatever I'd like, right? You have no idea what's going on right now, Emma. But you don't seem to be listening to anything, so I'll go have a word with your father now. I want that money you took from me back as soon as possible. This is my money now, so you're never getting it back, you know. If you don't like me having this money, then next time you shouldn't be leaving money on the counter like that. I really thought you had the common sense to understand that before, but it really does seem that no matter what I try and tell you, you're just not going to listen. You really are just like your father. I've had enough of this, Shane. If you're not going to leave this house and take your thieving daughter along with you, then I'm going to leave instead.
Huh? What's all this about?
You know what's going on here. Your daughter just took my money that was on the counter and ran off with it. That money was something I was going to take with me to the post office today in order to pay some last-minute bills. Both you and her act the same way and seem to do things like that all the time. Can't you see that right now you both are only making things harder for yourselves? I am not going to deal with any of this any longer. Now, your 3 choices here are to tell her to come back to the house and give me my money. You can tell her that you're leaving this house and neither of you will be allowed to come back, or you can go ahead and do nothing, just like you've always been doing, and I'll leave this house and you both instead.
What? That's just what kids do, Olivia. Why are you getting so upset by that?
What kids do? She is 22 years old now, Shane. She is far too old now to be acting like a 5-year-old. Do you both not see how stealing someone else's money like that is a very bad habit to have? She really took a lot after you, Shane.
You are really being an annoying witch right now. Well, whatever. If you're really going to start saying things like that about her and I, then go ahead and leave.
Really?
I'm tired of how you behave around me. And the fact that you're now talking trash about my own daughter like that is horrible. It's over between you and I for real now. Just get out of the house. And before you go, I want $30,000 from you.
Hold on now. What you just said there makes no sense to me at all. Can you explain to me why I should be giving you $30,000 before I leave this house and family for good? Aren't you aware yet that I'm going to be the one getting the settlement in all of this?
This has nothing to do with the settlement or us breaking up. This has to do with Emma getting married soon.
Is that happening? I never knew about any of this.
And there needs to be some money handed over for her wedding. So as her dad, I'd like to help her out there in making sure she has a wonderful wedding. You can understand how I'm feeling about all this right now, right? Anyway, the only issue here is I don't have any money. So as one final good deed to my daughter and I, would you help me pay for her wedding?
I did that same thing for you back when you needed help paying for her schooling. But here's the thing. Neither of you ever thanked me for all of that money I handed over for her. So why should I have to give you anything else now when I know I will be getting nothing in return for it?
I sure as hell did. Thank you.
Saying thanks is easy to do, Shane. But based off how you've been acting around me, I am far more aware that you aren't thankful. I'm not giving you any more money. But if you'd like to borrow it from me, we can make something work.
What? Are you sure?
But I'll need something in return from you, though. I expect you to pay all that borrowed money back to me at some point, so I'll be preparing some paperwork for you and I to sign. I'm going to get my money back from you this time, one way or another, so that I don't have to regret as many things as I've already had to. Hey, why have you not come here yet? Excuse me? Come to where? What? Frickin' idiot. I get that you're in your 40s now, but you can't already be experiencing symptoms of dementia. Today is the day of my wedding, gosh dang it. What? Is that right? Wait, are you kidding? Cut that BS right now, you old hag. Would you really just cancel last minute on your one and only daughter's wedding like that? If you do that, then you're no longer my mom. Wow, this is the kind of talk I thought I'd never have to relive again. I wonder what ended up happening with you to make you speak to me like that. What are you going on about? Just shut the hell up and come here. Not having my mom here at this wedding would be very screwed up, you idiot. What do you mean by daughter? How much longer do you plan on screwing around with me like that? Cut the bullcrap right now before I get Dad involved. Canceling last minute on your daughter's wedding would land you right in hell. But it seems like that's what you want to have happen, so screw you, because I'm cutting ties to you. I've never had a daughter, though. What? The person who should be asking for the other to stop screwing around here is myself. Emma, you're my ex-husband's kid that he brought along with himself when we got married. You have never been my daughter, right? Actually, I had never once thought of you as my daughter before. You're kidding, right? Huh? But weren't you raising me all that time like I was your daughter? The first couple of years I was doing my best in order to make a decent family out of you both. But having to continue to live in that house with a brat like you all that time really brought me a whole lot of stress. And even after you turned 18 and were no longer needing to stick around me in the house, you always tried to cause fights and pick on me. Honestly, I have no idea what to call all of that besides a circus between you and I. But things were like that because you and I are family, right? Well, if that's the way you'd like to think of all that, then go ahead and keep thinking that. But to me, that was not at all what a family should be like. You're saying a lot of crap to me right now, but in terms of the law, you're my mom, right? So how about you come to my dang wedding now? Come here and introduce yourself to my man's parents. At the very least, you can do something like that for me, right? Wait, what kind of law are you talking about? Your father and I split up, and you are nothing more than a stranger to me again. What? And you happen to be an awful little brat, and your dad was a terrible husband and father. I was so happy to get myself away from the both of you. Even now, I like to think that I should never have to talk to either one of you again. So tell me what the hell you're going on about now. What the heck? Are you trying to say that you both got a divorce or something? When did that happen? I was never told anything about all of that. This happened a little over 6 months ago, Emma. We've been separated for quite some time now. I really have no idea why your father wouldn't tell you anything about that, especially when it's something that has to do with you both. But that was never going to be something I had to tell you about, right? However, it wasn't like it was a secret that our relationship was going sour. What? So you both really got divorced then? That means you're no longer my mom. Yep, but let's be honest here. I was never like your mother to begin with, right? And legally, I'm nothing more than a complete stranger to the both of you now. That's why we should never have to talk to one another like this ever again after today. Having you contact me out of nowhere like this was really a surprise to me. I never had a daughter, and I was never invited to some wedding. I sent your invitation to the house, though. Of course I'd invite someone like you to my wedding. The house? Oh, I don't live in that place anymore. What? You don't even live there anymore? I told you that the divorce took place half a year ago, and at that time I left the house. I no longer had anything to do with either one of you anymore, so I was out of there. That also means I don't see any of the mail that's sent to that house for me anymore. So, is Dad living on his own now? Who knows? It's kind of a mystery of whether or not even he is living in that house anymore. He was never going to be able to pay for that house's loan since I was the one paying it off the whole time I lived there. Huh? Dad wasn't even paying off the loan on the house? How would he have been able to? He's never had a job this whole time I've been around him. What? He hasn't had a job? That's right. Unfortunately, your dad has been unemployed for a long time now. He's just like you are in a sense. All you both ever did was leech off the money I had and never thanked me for any of it. That whole marriage to him was really like an exploitation of me, really. I never knew anything about that, though. Well, there you have it, Emma. I never saw that invitation you sent to me, but it's not like I'd be going to your wedding anyway. Also, I happen to have a different last name now, so I'm not sure they would have let me into the wedding anyway. Why won't you come still? Aren't you being way too cold to me by not accepting my invitation to you? I was your only daughter, your only child ever. So can't you just come to my wedding and see me become happy? And like I've been saying, you were never like a daughter to me. Just the bratty girl my ex brought along with him. And when I say bratty, I mean you were totally off the walls when it came to how much of a nuisance you were to me. All you are now is some random woman, and I don't care to be around you. So you're just going to cancel on the wedding then? Is that not heartless to you? So you're not even listening to me. Do you even understand what the meaning of canceling last minute means? I divorced your dad half a year ago and never was able to get that invitation you sent me. I wouldn't have even planned on going to that wedding of yours anyway had I gotten the invitation. I didn't know it was even taking place today because of all that. There was also never an RSVP from me, right? So what exactly am I canceling on last minute here? I was never coming to that wedding, so there you go. So you're telling me you never felt as though you were my mom? Like I've been saying for a while now, no. I was never your mother and will continue not to be. So what are you trying to get at here? Perhaps you just wanted me around for the gifts that I might give you? I would never give you any gifts, Emma. I never said anything about wanting you here for any gifts. Let me tell you something else before I go. I would like for you to pay me that $30,000 I let you borrow for that wedding back, please. Huh? What $30,000 did you ever give me for today? I want that money back, please. Nothing else. Now get me that money and shut up about never hearing anything about this, because I know dang well you have an idea of what I'm asking for here. I don't ever remember getting even a penny from you for today, so I'm not handing you any money back. Would you like for me to get the signed papers out? What? Your dad borrowed money from me using your name. Even your signature and everything is on these papers saying you agreed with the transaction. So stop complaining and give me my money back. Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. You just told me that my dad did all that without my consent, right? I had no idea something like that happened between you two. I never borrowed money from you. Even if you were never told anything about this, you borrowed that money from me. You really don't remember anything from that time? You signed something for your dad a long while ago. I guess there was one time I was told to sign something and I went ahead and signed that. But I didn't know that was for my dad to borrow money from you. I'm serious about that. You didn't know about that? Well, that's too bad for you. But you went ahead and signed something without ever reading it first, and now you'll have to be responsible for it. That doesn't have anything to do with me, though, as long as I get my money back. The deadline is coming up here now. What are you talking about? I can't hand you $30,000. I never even got that kind of money in the first place. After your dad got this money from me using your name on the paperwork, he went and ran off. I have no clue what he did with that money, and it's not any of my business to know. But from what he told me before the deal took place, he was going to use all that money for your wedding. Understand? Now you're going to have to pay back all of what you borrowed from me. Mom, wait, please. Huh? Don't call me your mom, you little freak. I have never been your mom, and you even agreed with me on that by never once acting as though I was your mom. You can try all you want now to reel me in as your mom, but it's not going to work. You and I are strangers after all. Calling a stranger your mom really gives me the creeps, and my skin is starting to crawl. You can't say things like that about this! After this, you're going to have to start taking care of your idiot father, all right? My dad is not some idiot like you say he is. You're just a complete witch. Weren't you the one that was part of our family for 10 years? In reality, we were only family for 8 years. Those last 2 years were just hell for me. I had to work my butt off for a jobless man that couldn't do anything for the family. He wouldn't even help with the chores or with helping you. All while having you in the house while you made fun of me and caused all sorts of trouble. Stealing my money at times as well. Those last 2 years really were the worst years of my life. Nothing is ever going to top how horribly I felt around you both then. Well, when you put it all like that, I'm sure those last few years were tough for you. I wish I would have divorced your dad a whole lot sooner than I did, to be frank. But at least things are over with now, and I don't regret a single thing about it, really. Come on, this is so hurtful to me. You really think it's okay to say things as hurtful as that about my dad and I? What now? Are you really going to start crying because you think I'm the jerk? I was the one that just lent you $30,000 a while back. And for years and years, I was the one paying for the both of you to live in that house as well as eat and have a shower. I just want my money back from this last deal we made. Is that such a bad thing? I mean, you were the one that signed those papers, so you should be more than aware of what's happening. Are you kidding me? At a time like this, though? I was going to give you a bit more time to pay me back, but then you decided to contact me today. Even though I was never coming to that wedding of yours in the first place. It's your fault for thinking that I'd still come and saying that I was somehow canceling on you last minute. I really did think you'd be coming today. I mean, normally one would be coming to my wedding. Yet just as I was wanting you to come and enjoy this wedding, you're going to ask for money back? That is screwed up on so many levels. I feel like I've been stabbed in the back by you. Shut the hell up, you brat. Why are you starting to whine like you're some kind of a victim? The only victim here is myself. I'm the one that gave you both loads of money and have still not gotten anything back in return. Well, I was at least able to get some money in the divorce from your father a little while back, so that's pretty good for me. You got that divorce in order to get some money back? Well, then what's happened to the money you keep asking me to give you back? I would like to think that your father took that money and has it right now. Sucks for you then, right? Your father ended up being a lot more scheming than you thought. Wait, Mom! I really cannot pay you back that amount of money right now. So please, help me out here. I told you, you are not my frickin' daughter. I have no reason to help you out after the hell you've put me through all these years. Go find a frickin' job and make that money back for me. Goodbye now, you brain-dead brat. What the hell do you want now? I have nothing else to tell you, and unless this is about you giving me that money, I don't want to hear it. My dad just came to the wedding drunk off his butt, and after causing a scene, he got this whole wedding canceled. Ah, well, makes sense considering your father's an alcoholic. What? Are you kidding me? I'm sure your man was shocked to see your father you were so happy to have come in smelling like the bottom of a vodka bottle, right? This is not the time to be laughing. Not only is the wedding going to be canceled, but I think my marriage in general is going to be over with. What should I do right now? Do something to help me, Mom. Mom? Nice one. I really have no idea why you decided to text me again about all that. I have nothing to do with any of you besides needing that money I lent you back. You know, you could have avoided all this had you just been a bit nicer to me. But not even after paying for you to go to college did you thank me. I guess this is what you get for being such a selfish, childish little brat. I did everything I felt I could back in the day, but that never made you into anything more than a total jerk. Now you go join your dad and down a few more bottles of vodka so that you can forget what all happened today. I didn't know about you paying for me to go to school. What? If I don't get married today, what is going to happen to me? Let me come live with you. I don't want to go back with my dad. No thanks. I don't like strangers coming inside my home. Goodbye now. You have gotten on one too many of my nerves now, so I'll be blocking you. And about that money, my lawyer will be in touch. In the end, I ended up blocking Emma completely so that she would never be able to annoy me ever again. Emma soon realized this and from then on was never able to get in touch with me again, as I didn't have any other form of communication besides my number. The wedding between her and her man ended up falling apart, and having no chance of going back to live with him anymore, she went back to see her dad at the house. But when she made it home, her dad was nowhere to be found, besides some of his clothing left scattered on the floor in the empty house he was never going to be able to pay for. It's still not known what's ended up happening to her father, but there have been many people saying things about men that have looked like him jumping off of bridges late at night. And other reports saying that they've seen him on the street looking very thin due to malnutrition. To me, however, I unfortunately think a man like him was able to find another woman who would bite, and he's taking advantage of them at the moment while completely lying to them about his past. When we come back to Emma, a few days after going back to that house, she received a call from my lawyer asking her about the $30,000 she owed me, and said that her only option of paying it off would be to take out another loan and use that to pay me back. That's not the ideal option when it comes to paying off the debt she had with me, but there was nothing else she could do, so let's hope she starts paying off the next loan she ends up with. I'm sure things are going to be very, very difficult for Emma from here on out. But this is the life she decided for herself when she chose to take after her father. I like to think this is what she deserves, and I hope she realizes that herself here soon. As for myself, I eventually did end up getting my money from Emma through another loan she had to take out and was free from her completely after that. I'm currently living in a small ranch house by myself, but now that I have some more money, I might take after Emma a little here and call this money my play money. Hi, Shelley. It's been far too long. Have you been doing all right for yourself?
Huh? I'm sorry, but who am I speaking to right now? It appears that I never saved your phone number if I do happen to know you, so I apologize. Are you someone that I'm related to through work?
Not at all. It's me. It's your mom.
What? Mom, did you end up changing your number?
What are you talking about, Shelley? I don't think I even had a phone back in the day, so I never even had a phone number. It really has been a long time since the last time we saw one another, right? 20 years ago or something close to that.
Huh?
By this point, you should be turning 30 here soon, or are already 30, right?
No, actually, I'm only 25 years old. Wait, are you the one from over 20 years ago that left me and Dad?
Left you? That's not something you should be saying about someone doing to anyone, okay? I never meant to leave you guys back then anyway. I had a lot of problems causing me trouble back in those days, and that's why I had to leave the house for a while.
Are you sure? Are you really Brenda?
What is up with you, Shelley? Why would you call your own mother by her first name like that? You can call me Mom, just like you called me all those years ago.
No, wait a second. What? Why would I ever call you my mom now? From what I remember and from what I've been told, you left Dad and I 20 years ago because you had a massive amount of debt, and you left Dad with it all to pay it off. You think I'd call someone that did that to my dad Mom? Why the heck are you even talking to me now anyway? You haven't even contacted me whatsoever for the past 2 decades, so why now of all times have you decided to come out of hiding? And before you answer that, tell me how the heck you even found my phone number in the first place?
Well, I came back to town and asked one of your old-time friends about you and how to contact you. And they even told me that you're married right now as well. Oh, congratulations. I'm so proud of you, Shelley. And I feel so proud to have a daughter like you.
Ah. So that's what this is all about then. So that's the reason why after 20-odd years you're coming back out and trying to get in touch with me again. I'm sure you heard all about the man I married, right?
Well, to be honest, anyone would want to get back in touch with their daughter, having heard that she got married to a CEO. Really, I need to make sure that I hold on to you more closely now. Thank God I have someone like you around for me still.
Why are you acting like I'd even want anything to do with you now? How does me getting married to my husband have anything to do with you coming back to me? I'm so thrilled to see that you're happy to be in touch with me, but that feeling is not mutual. So please leave me alone forever now.
What are you talking about, Shelley? How's about you and I start living together?
Excuse me?
I'm sure you really are thrilled to finally be hearing from your mom after 20 years, right? And for the past 20 years, I've really been begging to see you again. But I never had the chance to go out and see what kind of beautiful woman you were turning into until recently. I'm sure the reason you landed a successful man like that is because you were raised by a hottie like me and have turned out as my twin. I'm sure if you looked like your dad, you'd be a total train wreck right about now.
Stop that! Don't you dare say anything more about my dad in that way. It's because of you and your selfish behavior that Dad was forced to have to pay off so much of your debt. And I'm sure you never even thought about that back then.
And let me tell you this, Shelley, he wasn't the only one that had to go through a lot of hardships like that. I myself had a lot of problems that caused me all sorts of headaches, so stop acting like he was the only one. But listen, back then I was young and I had no other choice than to leave the house for a while. And now that I'm getting close to being in my 50s, it's time for me to settle back down and be with my family again. And that's why you should be fine with me coming to live with you, right?
No freaking thank you.
Why not? I'm asking you in the most politest way I know how.
This isn't about the way you're asking me or anything like that. I just don't want you back in my life. I don't even think of you as my family. So there's no way you're coming to live in my house. And if you continue to beg me to let you come, saying that you want to see me so badly, I'm going to block you.
Is it really necessary for you to be so cold to your own mother? And what is this about you not thinking of me as your mother anymore?
That means that you're not my mom. And you never ever will be. I'm not even sure why you decided it was a good idea to contact me like this without at least thinking about how I'd respond to you first. But you're seriously getting on my nerves.
Are you kidding me, Shelley? I finally came around to gathering the confidence to contact you after so many long and hard years, and this is how you're going to act? Well, if this is really how you're going to treat me, then maybe I was better off never contacting you.
You're exactly right. You should have never bothered. And what's this about needing confidence anyway? Were you afraid I'd be upset with you? Because you were right to be afraid of that outcome.
No, it's just that the only reason I haven't been speaking to you at all for so long is because I never had the confidence to reach back out to you. But you have to trust me when I say that this whole time I've been thinking about you. And this time I finally thought, after sending you the first message, that this would be my chance to meet you again. Why are you giving me the cold shoulder, Shelley? You're supposed to be my daughter.
Do you think by telling me something like that about yourself, you're going to get me to feel moved by it?
What is wrong with you? You are seriously being way too rude to your own mother.
Are you sure that I'm the one being rude to you? I wasn't the one that left her 5-year-old daughter and husband while in major debt and never coming back even after a decade had passed. Now, you can stop trying to talk with me. I'm totally okay with you just leaving me alone now.
I want the two of us to become family again and rekindle what we had so long ago.
rekindle what we had. You do realize we aren't a couple or anything, right?
When I tried getting in touch with your father, he never bothered to even respond to me. I was being so kind and everything to him when saying that I'd love to be back in the same home with him. But he never sent me a reply or even read my message to him.
I'm sure in his case he didn't want to read what you'd sent to him and has already blocked your number by now. My dad is a very cutthroat person after all.
I'm getting tired of going on about this, Shelley. Now let me come and live with you again. And please take great care of me as well. It was me that brought you into this world in the first place, right? So you'd better be willing to pay back the favor.
Thank you so much for giving birth to me. There you go. I just said thank you for your hard work. Can we seriously be done here now?
What the heck is that? Let me come and live with you right now.
Can you please stop trying to force your way back into my life just so that you can have my money? You just asked me to take great care of you. In other words, you only want to be around me for my money, right?
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose so. Well, you already know what I want from you, so I'll be there soon to start living with you again, please and thank you. And if you don't tell me your address soon, I'll just look it up or something. It's not that hard of a piece of information to find these days.
Huh? You really think it's a great idea to take things that far?
And if I have to pay someone to find you for me, I'll make sure you pay me for that fee when I arrive.
I've had enough of this, Brenda. Stop trying to act like things will turn out your way after trying all of that with me. What right do you even think you still have to be saying things like that to me? Seriously? You are nothing to me now besides a complete stranger. And even strangers know not to say things like that.
I am your mother, and that's why I'm talking to you this way. As far as I can tell, the man you've married seems to have the kind of money to help his mother-in-law get back on her feet and live a happy and fun life. So you can see now there's no other option besides letting me come live with you, right? You happened to land yourself a CEO for a husband? That's pretty dang amazing, considering how ugly you are. But I'm going to rekindle the love we had back in the day, so let me come and live with you in that house of yours right now.
Well, if you really want to talk about who my mother is, then you can talk with her about it, since she's sitting right next to me.
Huh?
Are you going to shut the hell up now after realizing that you aren't my mom anymore? Right now, I'm living with my mom, and she is most definitely not someone like you. So what the actual frick are you going on about by saying you're my mom and everything?
Your mom? That woman is anything but your mom, Shelley. I'm not sure whether your dad got remarried or something else to force a woman like that into your life, but the only mother you have right now is me. So you treat me like your mother again and let me come live there with you.
No way.
Huh?
After you ran away and left us with your debt, Dad was able to find another woman to marry who took us both in as her own. And to me, she is my real mother, not you. I am thankful that you went through the hardship of giving birth to me, but besides that, you mean nothing more to me than any other stranger. Actually, I take that back. You mean less to me than most strangers.
And what do you mean she's with you right now? Are you actually letting her live with you?
I already told you that we're living in the same house together, but I guess you didn't bother reading that. She just moved in with us last week, and from here on out, she'll be staying with us forever. However, it doesn't really feel that way since my husband was able to build her own sub-house on the property. So really, she's living with us, but in a separate building. It's just nice having her live close to us, though, so that we know she's safe and can reach out to us whenever she needs anything. The whole family is all living together now, and all happy about it.
Is it really necessary for you to be so cold to your own mother? What the hell do you think you're saying to me?
What's wrong? Why are you getting so upset with me now after hearing something like that? Aren't you supposed to be all happy to see that I'm doing well? Or perhaps you're upset because you can't be here with all of us.
Stop saying things like that. I have every right to be upset about something like this. And I'm sure anyone else in my shoes would be as well. I'm supposed to be your mother, but you keep talking about that other woman as though she's your mom.
Really? I've told you multiple times now that you are not my mother and never will be, right? You haven't even seen me for the past 20 years now. So who the hell are you even? That's what I feel like asking you because I seriously have no clue about who you are or why you think it's okay to be talking to me like this. I bet if we met, I still wouldn't even be able to identify who you are.
Why do you keep talking more and more like that to me? Did your dad never teach you the correct way to talk to your mother? I never meant to do anything wrong to you, and I was the one who gave birth to you, so seeing you act like such a jerk to me hurts. What the hell am I supposed to do when my daughter doesn't know how to treat me right?
You only gave birth to me. 5 years after that, you then left me and were never there for me my whole life growing up. And because of you running away from me and Dad, you left Dad in a terrible position where he had to sacrifice so much to keep us afloat. He was lucky to have found someone like my mom to marry him. And since then, he's been a whole lot happier with life.
Lucky to have found someone like her? He should be lucky to have had me around to give him you as his daughter. And now I need you to be my daughter. What am I supposed to do if my own daughter doesn't want to help take care of me?
Well, let me tell you that it's not any of my business what you do.
What?
And as far as Dad being lucky to have had you, shut the hell up! All you did for him was bring a daughter into this world, but after that you left him to care for me all the time, even though he had work to focus on as well. And you did all that just so that you could go out every night and have fun on the town. And when you started to rack up some serious debt, you left it for Dad to take care of as you ran off, never to be heard from again. You never once treated me like your daughter back then, you dog. The only person you ever cared about back then was yourself, and even now you're showing me that you haven't changed one bit.
The past has nothing to do with now.
It sure the hell does, though, Brenda. My actual mom has been with me for the past 18 years and has raised me as her own without ever questioning who I was to her. And even though we don't share the same blood, I'd have to say mine looks a lot more similar to hers, instead of whatever toxic crap runs through your veins.
Do you really think she can be your mom? I bet deep down she doesn't really care for you and has only been raising you just to stay with your father. So stop trying to act as though that love is mutual, because it sure isn't.
Say whatever you'd like, Brenda, but know that the love I have for her will never go to you. Huh. And by the way, I'm not even legally your daughter anymore. I only have one mother, both legally and personally. So can we seriously be done with all of this? You can complain all you want about reality, but it's not going to change a dang thing.
The only mother you're ever going to have is me, and that's it. Now you come help me. Pay for me to have a good life in my later years.
The fact that all you care about is having me around to pay for your needs is disgusting. So disgusting that I will never, ever let you into my life.
Huh?
Even after 20 years have passed after you ran away to fix your problems, you're still struggling and that's why you came looking for me? And when you saw that I had gotten married to a man with lots of money, you thought you'd be able to come live with me? Stop freaking around, you old stupid dog. Sure, I am thankful that you gave birth to me and all that, but I don't care about you in any other way. So what though? Like, really? I'm sorry that you think giving birth to me gives you a free pass to rule over me, but it doesn't. And you didn't even stick around to raise me, so really, all you did was the bare minimum. I'm living a very happy life now with my family. So how about before you come back to me trying to join us, you first fix your own dang life, you idiot.
What kind of attitude is that? You have no right being that mean towards me.
I think my attitude towards you is warranted right now, considering you threw my dad and I away when I was only 5 years old. To be honest, I don't give a flying frick about you. But really, growing up, I did have something against you. You ruined my dad's whole life, leaving him with your debt, and that hurt me more than not having a mother for 2 years. But when my dad found his new wife, things changed for him, and he was slowly able to pay off all your debt with her help. Really, you leaving the two of us behind was the best thing for us, as we finally got to experience peace with my current mom around. So please, for the love of God, can you just leave us all alone now?
You know I can't do that. If I leave you all alone, what's going to happen to me? This is my only chance to pay off all my current debt and be completely free again.
I knew it. You really did only come looking for me because you need money. Well, too bad nobody over here cares about you anymore.
Right now, the amount of debt I'm in is way too much for only me to handle, though. No matter how hard I try and break free, I need someone like you to come and help me. So please help me, Shelley.
Are you not embarrassed to be acting like that?
Huh?
You're coming back crying to the child you threw away 20 years ago, asking for money. It's freaking embarrassing, even for me. Also, I just talked with my longtime friend about how you asked them for my number. You came back to town because you were so broke that you have been going to everyone you once knew in town asking for money. Even my longtime friend said that you went to her asking for money. But you know what? I don't care that you're doing that, just as long as you stop saying to everyone that you're my mom.
But you are my daughter, which makes me your mother.
You sure as hell aren't. Also, I just told Dad about what you've been wanting to tell him.
You told him? I'm sure he wants to get back with me as well now, right? If he is feeling that way about me, then tell him that I'm totally down with the two of us getting married again.
Hold up. What kind of fantasy is that you're thinking of? He told me to let you know that we are all much happier without you in our lives.
What? But I have the right to be happy with all of you as well, right?
You have nothing to do with us now, so what you've said makes no sense to me. Well, anyway, my dad doesn't have anything else to say to you about this, so consider him gone. And he said if you still want to talk with him about anything, to go through his lawyer.
Huh? Lawyer? Why should I go talk to his lawyer?
Well, he has been in touch with his lawyer and the police again about how you've been causing us problems, and they said that depending on what you do next, they may have to come and arrest you. So, I think this is it for you, right? It's best that you just give up and go away.
Wait a second. Why are things turning out this way? I haven't even done anything wrong, yet you want to get the law involved?
Recently, you've been sending him a lot of emails threatening him, right?
What? Threatening him? All I've been doing recently is try and get a hold of him after 20 years have passed.
Just know that if you do anything more to us after today, my dad is going to have to act and make sure you never are seen by us again. There is literally nothing else you can do now. So just stop already. You are the idiot that decided to throw away your family 2 decades ago, so you have to live with that choice now. I don't care about the life you have to live now, but it has nothing to do with us here. Now go find somewhere else to rot away, because it won't be around us, you dying dog. After that, the desperate and anxious Brenda looked frantically for Shelley's house, and when she found it, she started to make her way over there. However, when she arrived at the gated community, she was met by security, who took her into their office. And while stuck with security, the police were called and came in to fill out a report on her. She may have left my dad with a lot of debt back when she ran away from us, but it seems as though she had even more debt now after 20 years of being on the road. And it's entirely safe to say that her life is over with now. From now on, she'll no longer be able to bother Shelley and her family, as a restraining order has been placed on her. And as for all that debt she still has, the bank-in-law will be handling that part. And I have to say, when it comes to a crazy idiot like her, it's probably the best option having the law take her away. When it comes down to her, I really am thankful that she gave birth to me, But every second after my birth, I have to say that I've hated her and will never forget what she did to my dad and I.
Where's my room? I can't find it anywhere. You really think you have a room here? That's hilarious. Seriously, who do you think you are? Wait, are you just messing with me? This feels really strange. I didn't prepare anything for some kind of act. I don't even know what you want from me. What are you talking about? There's no act. What's going on in your head? You're joking, right? This has to be some sort of self-introduction gag or something. It has to be. You must know who I am. Why else would you be saying, "Who are you?" This feels like some sort of test of humor. Do I need to step it up? A humor test? What are you talking about? Look, here's the deal. We don't like the way you do things. Whether you're just clueless or what, you just don't fit in with our family. Seriously? Are you back to that mode again? What do you mean, that mode? You know, that annoying "you're such a burden" mode. Like I'm some kind of garbage mother-in-law. You pull that on me sometimes. Is it really enjoyable for you? Annoying burden like a garbage mother-in-law? That's a new one. Why not just say I'm regular garbage? Why the resource garbage label? What's wrong with garbage anyway? I can't play along with this nonsense. More importantly, can you just tell me where my room is? The front desk is totally clueless. Oh, they wouldn't know. Of course not. Just tell me where my room is. I don't have time for this nonsense. Just tell you. You need to be careful about how you speak. You're all alone on this trip. No one is on your side. If you keep making me mad, well, who knows what will happen next? Is this some sort of quiz? Are you going to turn into a demon if I annoy you enough? A demon would be fine. You really don't get it, do you? Look, depending on your attitude, I might have considered treating you better, but you've lost any sympathy I might have had. Sympathy for what? I mean, you come from such a poor family, right? Right from the start, that makes you incompatible with our family. You're probably not even that smart because of it. I thought you were a bit sad, honestly. Who on earth is feeling sorry for me? Who else but you? A woman who can't even hold a decent conversation like this doesn't belong in our family. My husband runs a successful business, and Fred works at a top-tier company. We are an elite, glamorous family. An elite, glamorous family? Wow, Auntie, I can't believe you're saying that. Just be quiet. You're not part of our family. Today we're just going to enjoy our family vacation. And since we only booked one room, you'll be camping outside. Camping outside? Honestly, that's totally fine with me. Totally fine. You really are a typical poor person. But you better make sure you're out of our sight, okay? It's just annoying having a poor person wandering around. Do Chris and Fred feel the same way? Of course! The three of us don't think of you as family at all. We only booked one room, so you should sleep outside. Fred even mentioned he regrets marrying you. That's something I could say back to you, too. Why are you repeating yourself? I can't deal with you anymore. I mean, who wants to date a guy who wears company-issued windbreakers on vacation? How proud do you have to be an employee there? Who cares what anyone wears? It's a free world. Plus, it's something to be proud of. Just get lost already, okay? Fine, I'll leave. Oh, you're talking now? Finally, it'll be quiet. Goodbye. So, here's the thing. Can you just send a ton of spiders into their room or something?
Wait, hold on. First of all, I don't have a bunch of spiders on hand.
But you're the one in charge of this resort, right? You can do it.
Yeah, but if they get hurt or something, it could lead to police involvement. We really should abandon this whole spider operation.
Then what are we going to do? They seriously annoy me. They keep calling me poor and clueless, saying I'm not smart.
Well, I think the clueless part might actually be true.
But seriously, did they say such horrible things to you? That's just unacceptable.
I get it, you're absolutely right. That's why you should really get back at them.
I've been holding it in for so long, but I just can't anymore. It's ridiculous. I came along because Diana invited me. And now I found out I don't even have a room? That's just absurd.
Yeah, it is definitely absurd, no question about that. But you have to remember, I'm the manager of this resort. I have responsibilities and I can't just act on impulse.
Come on. Can you just forget about being all responsible for a second?
Huh?
If you start bringing up all that responsible stuff, it'll never end, right? So let's just not go there. They annoy me and I want revenge. And that's all there is to it.
Wow, that's quite a bold way to persuade someone.
But seriously, you used to be a delinquent, didn't you? You're talking about being responsible, but...
A former delinquent? Come on, just call it what it is. I was a troublemaker. I've decided to protect this inn, entrusted to me by my grandfather. He's the one who helped me turn my life around.
So does that mean you won't help me?
Nope. I'm sticking to my decision to protect the inn, but I can't allow pests like that to stick around.
Wow, are you trying to sound all cool right now? You definitely just tried to sound cool.
Well, yeah, I guess I did.
All right then, I'm going to go consult with you more about this. Just don't try to act all cool again, okay? It's hard for me to watch family members trying to be all impressive.
Fine, but seriously, let's think this through before we act on it. You might think it's fun to get revenge, but there are consequences to everything we do.
Consequences? Like what? They already insulted me. What more could they do?
Well, you might feel good in the moment, but what if it backfires? You could end up being the one who gets in trouble or looks foolish.
Why do you have to be such a buzzkill? I'm just saying I want some payback.
I understand that, but let's come up with a plan that doesn't involve anything dangerous or reckless.
A plan, huh? So you're saying we should think about it more instead of just jumping right into revenge?
Exactly. Think about it as more of a strategy. We need to figure out the best way to handle this situation without causing any unnecessary drama.
You really think they're going to stop being annoying just because we ignore them? They're relentless. They think they're better than everyone else.
True, they do have a way of getting under people's skin, but I'm sure we can find a way to turn the tables without causing a scene.
Like what? Seriously, give me an idea.
What if we just play nice, act like we're totally okay with them, and then just slowly drive them crazy with our kindness?
Drive them crazy with kindness? That sounds ridiculous.
No, really, it might work. Just think about it. If we pretend to be super friendly, it might confuse them. They won't know how to react.
That could actually be kind of funny. But do you think it'll really work?
Who knows? But it's worth a shot, right? If it doesn't work, we can always reconsider some other tactics later.
Okay, fine, I'm in. But if this fails, you're the one who's going to have to deal with them.
Deal. Just remember, this is about showing them that their behavior won't faze us.
All right, I'm ready to show them just how strong our kindness can be. Let's do this. Hey, what on earth are you doing? What? I'm just doing what you told me. What do you mean? I never told you to do anything like that. Stop it. It's embarrassing. But didn't you say I should sleep outside? You told me to camp out, so that's what I'm doing. Who in their right mind would actually sleep outside like that? The garden is part of the resort property. It's practically trespassing. I have permission from the resort to do this. How on earth did they give you permission for that? What kind of resort is this? Just stop it, okay? Wait, what's it going to be? First you tell me to sleep outside, and now you're telling me not to? You know, I don't have a room to stay in, right? This area is so remote, there are no other places to stay. What else am I supposed to do? If I hadn't bought a tent, I'd be in a much worse situation right now. What do you mean if I hadn't brought a tent? Who normally carries a tent around with them? Well, in case something like this happens, it's good to be prepared. I can't believe this. You're really something else. You know what? Just come to our room already. Wait, are you serious? Is that okay with you? Of course it's okay. I can't have my wife sleeping outside like that. It would be such an embarrassment for the family. Hurry up and get back here. Can I bring the tent with me too? I don't care what you bring. Just get back here quickly. Oh, so I can really come in, huh? Yes, I'm telling you, it's fine. Just come to the room, tent and all. Understood, I'll be right there. Honestly, I can't believe you thought camping out was a good idea. I get that you wanted to make a point or something, but there are limits. I thought it would be a fun adventure. I didn't realize you'd be so upset about it. Fun adventure? In the middle of nowhere? While your family is staying in a comfortable room? That's not an adventure. That's just silly. Well, I thought it would be different. You know, a chance to get in touch with nature or whatever. But if you're embarrassed, I'll stop. Thank you. It's not just about being embarrassed. It's just not right. Hey, what's going on here? Who are these kids? These are 4 local kids who live around here. They were riding their bikes by and came over to play in the tent. So what? Why are these kids coming into our room? Well, you said it was okay to move the tent, right? They were around when I was moving, and we started playing solitaire together. Othello is a game for one person. You can't have a bunch of kids in there. Can you just send them somewhere else? They're really getting in the way. Diana, come on. Your reasoning keeps changing. You said it was fine to bring the tent. I didn't expect there would be so many kids in the tent. This ruins the whole trip, and it's inconsiderate to the resort to just increase the number of people in our room without asking. I've got permission from the resort for all of this. But how could that possibly be okay? It seems like we've come to a really sketchy resort. No, this is a really nice resort. They are quite flexible with the rules. Sure, flexibility seems to be a thing here, but these kids are really loud. Can't you do something about it? Well, they're just rambunctious boys, so it's expected they'd be loud. It would be way scarier if they were quiet. You really don't get it, do you? You are a genuine nuisance. Nuisance? Oh, come on, that's just harsh. I'm just trying to make the best of the situation. No, you're actually driving me crazy. This isn't just about me being annoyed. It's about the whole atmosphere being ruined. But you said it was okay to bring the tent, and now I'm just following through with that. Yes, I said that, but I didn't mean for a horde of kids to come along. Well, I didn't expect there to be so many kids either. They just showed up while we were playing. I can't believe I'm saying this, but you need to figure this out. Look, I'll get them out if it really bothers you, but it's just a bit of fun, you know? Fun? This isn't fun for me. Okay, I understand. I'll try to get them to quiet down. No, it's not just about quieting down. Can't you send them back where they came from? But they're having fun. They came all the way over here and they're really excited. Well, I'm not excited about it. I wanted to enjoy this family trip without random kids popping up everywhere. Look, I'm just trying to enjoy my time here with my uncle's kids. Your uncle's kids? How are they related to us? These kids are my uncle's children, so technically that makes them part of our family. Wait, what do you mean? How do these kids relate to me? Well, they're my uncle's kids, so they're your family too. Are you serious? What are you talking about? I know it sounds confusing, but it makes sense. How does that make sense? Just because you say they're family doesn't make it true. Look, my uncle is the manager of this resort. Oh, really? Yes. I wanted to see the kids after a long time, and it just worked out perfectly that you allowed them to come in. So it was your uncle who arranged this whole thing? Exactly. I had a feeling they'd want to come see me. So you set this up on purpose? You knew they'd come here? Well, not exactly set up, but I thought they might get excited. You're telling me that your uncle basically encouraged this? Well, kind of. I had the pamphlet for the resort out, and they saw it and thought it was a great place to be. So your uncle basically manipulated us into coming here? It sounds bad when you put it that way, but yes. This is unreal. Why would he do that? I think he just wanted us all to have fun together. You know, family bonding and all that. Well, it's not family bonding when I feel like a stranger in my own trip. But you're not a stranger. You're part of the family too. How? Because of some distant relation? This doesn't make any sense. You're married into the family, so you're just as important. Important? This is beyond frustrating. Look, I just thought it would be fun for all of us to spend some time together. Fun? It's chaotic. This is not how I envisioned this trip. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to turn out this way. This was supposed to be a relaxing family vacation, and instead, it feels like a daycare. I promise, if I had known it would turn out like this, I would have said something. You know, it really feels like you've been planning this from the start. No way. I just wanted to reconnect with my family. You are incredibly frustrating. You've brought chaos into what should have been a peaceful getaway. Okay. I'll talk to them and see if they can go back outside or something. No! Just send them home. But they're here now. That's not my problem. I want peace. Fine, I'll deal with it. Just hang tight. I can't believe I'm dealing with this right now. Hey, we'll figure it out. Just give me a minute. This trip was supposed to be about us, not a bunch of random kids. They're not random, they're family. Family or not, they're intruding. You'll see. Once we get them settled, it'll be fun. I doubt that. I just want some space. Space? I thought you wanted family time. Not like this. Greg, you are the manager of this resort, right?
Ah, so you found out.
Well, I'm not here as a family member. I'm here as a customer to file a complaint. What on earth is going on here? Your kids are making a ruckus in the room we booked, and it's really bothering us.
I'm really sorry about that, but Brianna told me that you gave your permission for this.
I would never give permission for that. Get them out of here right now. We're the paying guest.
Understood. I will take care of this immediately. I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience.
Honestly, what do you think this business is?
However, I couldn't just ignore my niece being left out. I heard that the other families were excluding her.
That doesn't have anything to do with you.
No, I'm one of the relatives too, so it's not unrelated.
Even if that's the case, we're still the paying customers. We've paid for our stay, so you should have the appropriate attitude as the manager.
Understood. In that case, I'll refund the entire amount you paid. Therefore, I must decline your stay for tonight.
What?
Since I'm returning your money, I believe that makes you no longer our customer. I'm speaking from the perspective of a family member here. Also, I need to apologize to Brianna as well.
Don't joke around. Just because you're giving me my money back doesn't mean you can do this to me.
However, the terms of service you agreed to when making your reservation do state that cancellations may occur due to our circumstances.
I've never heard of anyone actually being canceled on like this. Just let me stay. There are no buses left for me to go anywhere.
By the way, how about camping in the garden? You're welcome to do that, since Brianna has a tent.
You are really underestimating me, aren't you? I can see where Brianna gets her lack of depth from.
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
Are you saying that Brianna and I, along with my family, all lack depth? What's that supposed to mean?
What kind of language is that?
What do you think you know about Brianna or me? Take back what you just said about lacking depth.
You think I'm scared of your attitude? Listen, I have a husband and a son. You think I'm just going to back down from a fight that I can't win?
Then bring both of them here. Right now, got it?
No, I can't do that.
Come on, I'm challenging you. Bring them here.
Fine. You want a challenge? I'm up for it. I'm not backing down now.
You think you can just talk to me like that? I have the authority here. You're just making a big mistake. So, in the end, they're not coming, huh? Both your husband and son are just a couple of cowards. So it's settled then. You're free to go home, right?
Fine by me. I'll never set foot in this resort again. The taxi is on its way, and I'm getting out of here. Just you wait. I'll leave a terrible review later.
Go ahead and do what you want. Just remember not to treat Brianna with that disrespect ever again. Although, to be honest, she said she's gonna divorce you and cut ties.
I wouldn't want a person like that as my wife anyway. It's all good.
Honestly, I don't care. Just leave already. Guests like you are a nuisance to the other people staying here.
You... Diana, I think throwing trash into the open-air bath, no matter how angry you are, is a bit much, don't you think? Shut up! After everything that happened to me, I just can't go home empty-handed. This little bit of revenge is totally justified. Wait, how do you know about this? It's been causing a bit of a stir online. There's a video of you guys throwing trash into the open-air bath from outside the resort. What? A video? Yep. If you have a bunch of crazy people acting like that, someone is definitely going to film it. At this rate, it won't be long before Fred's workplace is identified too. What do you mean by that? Your faces are clearly shown, and you're calling out Fred loudly. Plus, you're wearing the company-issued windbreaker, so it's pretty identifiable. Oh no. Hey, can I ask you for a favor? Can you help clear up this misunderstanding? I don't think there's any misunderstanding here, but as your son's wife, I might be able to change the impression a bit. Then please do. I really lost my temper and acted out of anger. I truly regret it. I'm serious. So please, stop this firestorm. However, this is behavior that deserves some kind of social punishment. Plus, I'm planning to divorce Fred, so once that happens, we'll be strangers. That might make it impossible. No way! By the way, my uncle is planning to sue you for business interference, and I'm going to sue you for defamation. Wait a second, I'm sorry. I really regret my actions, so please, don't go through with the lawsuits. This would be my first time suing someone, and I'm actually really looking forward to it, so I'm not going to stop. Are you serious right now? You need to reconsider. It's going to be a loss for you too. Is it? I don't really know. I haven't received much education on this. Look, I can't believe you're actually serious about this. You're willing to escalate it to lawsuits over some trash being thrown into a bath? This isn't the kind of attention you want, and you know it. Think about how this will affect your future. Future? I don't care about that. I'm too upset right now. This is my moment of revenge. But you're just creating more problems for yourself. What happens if your uncle's lawsuit goes through? You'll have a mark on your record, not to mention this will follow you everywhere. I don't think you understand. I'm not afraid of consequences anymore. I've been treated like garbage for too long, and now I'm finally standing up for myself.
Standing up for yourself shouldn't look like this. You're acting recklessly. This isn't just about you. You're dragging everyone else into this mess. Who cares about everyone else? I've always been the one getting pushed around. Now it's my turn to fight back. But at what cost? Do you really think this petty revenge is worth it? Think about the damage you're doing to yourself and your relationships. Relationships? What relationships? All I have is this ridiculous connection with Fred and a bunch of kids I barely know. I'm done with all of it. You might feel that way now, but trust me, you're going to regret this. You look back and see how this moment of anger destroyed any chance of reconciling or having a good future. Maybe you're right, but right now, I don't want to hear it. I just want to feel like I have control for once. I get that, but you're going about it all wrong. There are healthier ways to express your feelings than resorting to this kind of chaos. You don't know what it's like to be in my shoes. You can't just sit there and lecture me on how to feel. I'm not lecturing you. I'm trying to help you see the bigger picture. You don't want to end up in a worse situation than you already are. This is the one who is going to end up at the bottom of the barrel. What? Remember, I don't have a very good education anyway, so I don't care how I end up after this, as long as you end up worse than me.
Brianna, thank you for everything yesterday. It really seemed like you went home, but what happened after that?
I ended up staying at a hotel at the foot of the mountain. Unlike the resort's futons, a high-quality bed is just so much better for a good night's sleep.
How can you say that to me? Well, I'm glad you were able to sleep well. I was really worried about you.
Thank you for everything, Uncle. Hey, I have to ask, you really told Diana off, didn't you? I mean, she was completely out of control. It must have been because you stepped in, right? I can see right through you. Come on, just tell me the truth.
No way, I'm not gonna share that with you. You know, you wouldn't want to think of your relative as trying to look cool, would ya?
But come on, you really did something impressive. You can't just leave me hanging like this. I can only imagine what you said that made her freak out like that. It's not every day someone puts Diana in her place, you know.
Well, let's just say I had a little chat with her. I figured someone needed to remind her that she can't just act however she wants and expect everyone to go along with it. It's important to set boundaries, even with family.
Wow, I didn't know you had it in you. I mean, you're always so calm and collected. Seeing you stand up to her is honestly inspiring.
I appreciate that, but it wasn't easy. I just did what I felt was necessary. You need to stand your ground sometimes, especially when it comes to family drama.
You're right. I'm just glad you were there to back me up, even if it was in your own way. It feels great to know I have you in my corner.
Of course! Family sticks together no matter what. Just remember, if you ever need support, I'm always here for you.
Thanks, Uncle. That really means a lot to me. Diana and her associates were ordered by the court to pay substantial compensation and damages to the resort, a decision that was not only significant for the resort, but also deeply impactful for me personally. Alongside this, they were also mandated to pay me a sum for emotional distress, which I had experienced in great measure. This ruling felt like a monumental victory, an acknowledgement of the pain and chaos their actions had inflicted on my life. The judicial system recognized the extent of the harm caused, which was incredibly validating and served as a reminder that justice can prevail, even in a world that sometimes seems unjust. The court's decision did not come without its own set of consequences. As the news of their reckless behavior spread rapidly through social media channels, the ramifications of their actions expanded significantly. It was astonishing to witness how quickly information could disseminate in today's digital age. What started as a private matter quickly turned into a public spectacle, illustrating the power and reach of social media. Fred, who had already been struggling to cope with the fallout from our divorce, found himself in an increasingly difficult situation. The social scrutiny he faced from friends, colleagues, and acquaintances became an unbearable burden. Whispers and judgments surrounded him constantly, and he ultimately reached a breaking point. Unable to tolerate the shame and ostracism, Fred made the decision to resign voluntarily from his position at the company. This decision was not taken lightly. It was a complex choice born out of desperation and the need to reclaim some semblance of dignity. Fred had been a respected figure in his professional life, and the abrupt transition to feeling marginalized and scrutinized was particularly challenging for him. The psychological toll of public judgment can be immense, and it became evident that he was struggling under the weight of his choices. In the past, he had enjoyed a sense of security and prestige, but that sense of normalcy had been shattered by the public's perception of him. It serves as a stark reminder of how fragile reputations can be, and how swiftly they can crumble, often as a result of poor decisions and actions taken by others. Following the court ruling, their choice to leave became dramatically apparent. They effectively became a family that vanished under the cover of darkness, fleeing their home and the consequences of their actions. The term midnight escape seemed to fit their situation perfectly. They left behind not only their possessions, but also the community that had once embraced them. The contrast between their past life and their present circumstances is both striking and poignant. Reports suggest that they are now living in a distant town, struggling to make ends meet, and grappling with the harsh realities of financial hardship. The irony of their situation is palpable. They went from what many would consider a comfortable, privileged existence to a life marked by poverty and deprivation. In stark contrast, my life took a different trajectory. I seized the opportunity to work at my uncle's resort, which turned out to be a pivotal moment in my life. It was not just about earning a paycheck. It was about rebuilding my identity and forging a new path for myself. Working at the resort has allowed me to immerse myself in a vibrant environment filled with natural beauty. The job presented opportunities to connect with a diverse group of people, each with their own unique stories and experiences. I encountered families, children, and tourists who visit the resort for a getaway, bringing with them joy and laughter. Being surrounded by energetic children has been especially rewarding for me. Their laughter fills the air, and their boundless enthusiasm is contagious. Each day spent with them is an adventure, bringing a sense of fulfillment that I never expected to find after the chaos of my past. I engage in various activities with them, whether it's organizing games, storytelling sessions, or simply enjoying the outdoors together. These moments serve as a reminder of the beauty of life, the innocence of childhood, and the joy that comes from simple pleasures. Reflecting on everything that has transpired, I am genuinely surprised by how well the process of seeking justice and personal healing has unfolded. Initially, I never imagined that my life would take this turn. It all began with the turmoil caused by Diana and Fred's actions, which ultimately led to the courtroom drama that followed. Each twist and turn of this journey brought a complex mix of emotions: anger, sadness, relief, and ultimately empowerment. The intricacies of human relationships and the consequences of our choices became glaringly evident to me. Experiencing my first court case was both daunting and enlightening. I approached the proceedings with a mix of trepidation and anticipation. The legal system felt intimidating, yet it also presented an opportunity for growth. I gained invaluable insights into the intricacies of the judicial process and a deeper understanding of my rights as an individual. The tension in the courtroom, the arguments presented by both sides, and the eventual ruling were all moments that will remain vividly etched in my memory. It was empowering to stand up for myself, to advocate for my rights, and to emerge from that experience with a renewed sense of agency and purpose. The memories of that courtroom, the discussions, and the decisions rendered will stay with me forever. I gained not just a financial settlement, but also a newfound strength and resilience. I discovered that I could confront challenges head-on, advocate for myself, and emerge from adversity stronger than before. This experience shaped my understanding of justice and accountability, reinforcing the idea that we have the power to take control of our lives and seek what we truly deserve. In the aftermath of this journey, I realize that it has evolved into more than just a story of revenge or compensation. It has become a narrative of personal growth and self-discovery. I have learned to embrace the challenges that life presents and turn them into opportunities for positive change. My job at my uncle's resort has provided me with a fresh start, filled with hope and the promise of a better tomorrow. Each day, I find strength in the relationships I am building, the work I'm doing, and the lessons I am learning. As I engage more deeply with my work at the resort, I have also had the opportunity to develop my skills. I have taken on various responsibilities that have allowed me to explore my interest and capabilities. For instance, I have become involved in organizing events and activities for the guest. Whether it's planning themed nights or coordinating children's programs, I have found joy in creating memorable experiences for others. It has been rewarding to see families enjoying their time together and creating lasting memories, knowing that I played a role in facilitating that joy. The resort itself is located in a stunning area, surrounded by lush forest and sparkling waters. The beauty of the natural surroundings never fails to inspire me. During breaks, I often take long walks along the shore or through the trees, allowing myself to immerse in the tranquility of nature. These moments of solitude provide me with the space to reflect on my journey, appreciate how far I have come, and find clarity amidst the chaos of life. Nature has a unique way of grounding us, reminding us of the beauty that exists in the world, even when faced with adversity. The strength I have gained through these experiences empowers me to face whatever comes next with confidence and resilience. The journey has reinforced my belief that we are all capable of overcoming adversity and creating lives that reflect our values and aspirations. As I move forward, I carry with me the lessons learned from my past experiences. I am deeply aware of the power of resilience, the importance of community, and the strength that comes from self-advocacy. Now, as I reflect on my life, I find solace in knowing that I have overcome significant hurdles. Each day presents new opportunities, and I approach them with an open heart and mind. I look forward to what the future holds, knowing that I have the strength to navigate whatever challenges may come my way. The essence of life lies in our ability to adapt, learn, and grow, and I embrace that with open arms. The journey of healing and rebuilding has not been without its challenges. There were moments when doubt crept in, when I questioned whether I was making the right decisions, and whether I would ever truly recover from the turmoil of my past. However, each time I faced these doubts, I found ways to confront them, to challenge the negativity that threatened to overwhelm me. Engaging with supportive friends, immersing myself in my work, and reflecting on my progress have all been instrumental in this process. During this time, I have also sought out new connections and friendships. The people I work with at the resort have become an invaluable support system. They understand the complexities of life, and they share their own stories of struggle and triumph, creating an environment where we can uplift one another. It's heartening to know that I am not alone in this journey. I have found camaraderie in our shared experiences, and these friendships have added depth and richness to my life. In the evenings, I often take long walks along the beach near the resort. The sound of the waves crashing against the shore and the cool breeze invigorate my spirit. It is during these moments of solitude that I find clarity and peace. I reflect on my journey, allowing myself to feel gratitude for the lessons learned, the relationships formed, and the strength discovered within myself. These walls have become a ritual for me, a time to connect with my thoughts and emotions, and to appreciate the beauty of the world around me. As I continue to forge my path forward, I am reminded of the importance of setting goals for myself. I have started to dream bigger and envision a future that aligns with my values and passions. Whether it's advancing my career, deepening my connections with others, or exploring new hobbies, I am determined to live a life that is fulfilling and authentic. I refuse to let the shadows of my past define my future. Instead, I strive to create a life that reflects my true self, one that is marked by resilience, joy, and purpose.